Good morning. Welcome to the classiest place on earth. I hope you're doing well. Happy fucking whatever day. Wednesday? Happy Wednesday! Life. How the fuck are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. It rained. Finally. I know I've been bitching about the weather being so hot. It poured rain last night and it cooled the world down. Thank fuck. However, I mean, I guess it's good. The moisture in the air unleashed whatever the fuck has been bugging me for 2 weeks. And I am just, where does it come from? Is my question. Are my cheeks just full of, mucus? I don't know. I don't know. Where's my chapstick? Disgusting. I hope you're all doing fucking well. I think I put it away. Oh, no, there it is. Just kidding. We're good. Good morning. I cleaned my bong, but I need to load it. 2 beers deep after a night shift. Oh shit, was it bad? Or not terrible? Hopefully. Hi, Sammy. How are you, love? Oh my god, wait, there were resubs? Holy shit, you sneaky fuckholes. Wait, I gotta burp. Just kidding, I'm not gonna burp. Kona, Tazumi, and motherfucking Vash subbed to the class to keep the classy alive, to give an anus its wings, mayhaps. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways. I fucking appreciate you both. Kona with fucking, oh my god, that's almost a year, 11 months, and fucking Vash with 15. What is time? What is time? I tried a new lip liner, and I don't know if I like it. It's kind of green. I don't know. You are a ninja. I know. It's I have my speakers on before stream. It always shocks me that I don't hear the subs go through because I'm walking around just rushing, trying to get all my shit together. I know, but I understand generating mucus on the spot, an allergy attack or something, but it's just been sitting in my face for 2 weeks, and then today, because of the rain, the moisture in the air, it unleashed, and it's you guys probably have this. You can feel it pulling out of your face. It feels incredible. It's so weird, but now I'm perpetually lightheaded because I think I've just gotten used to having a fucking swollen face. Great, it's great. It's still hot, even though it fucking rained. I don't know. You got your. Oh yes, Zoe. Zoe, good to meet my sister. I feel like that's the cool. That's the only thing I keep talking about when it comes to the Vegas TwitchCon. I'm just so excited for you guys to meet my sister. Again, if you think you see me at the con, however, I have long brown hair. That's not me. However, we get asked if we're twins constantly. We're 5 years apart, but we get asked if we're twins all the time. So it can be very confusing. So don't bum rush me if I have brown hair. Because that's not me. I once bought a suit. Wait, I once brought a suit to the cleaners and they wanted $35 to clean it. So instead I gave it to the charity shop next door. They cleaned it, pressed it, and put it out for sale. Bought it back for $15.99. You know, someone's probably done that. What up, Japita? How you doing, Honey Bean? I hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday. I had an aunt. I guess what is this cap to? I had an aunt. She's dead now. I don't know. Oh, that's my chapstick. I had an aunt when I was young. She's a great aunt or whatever. But my grandma called her something called, you just reminded me of this, Leaf. My grandma used to refer to her, it was my grandma's sister. She used to refer to her as the Shanty Irish. And for the longest time, I wasn't 100% sure what that meant. But what I learned was that the Shanty Irish are filthy, I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't know. She referred to her sister as that. But allegedly, what her sister did, her sister had I want to say she had 5 kids. Viper. Why are those so low? Jesus fuck. Viper Sniper! I almost missed that. Thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the class alive, and giving anus wings for 61 fucking months in a row. Jesus God! I hope you're doing better, Honeybean. How are you feeling? So my aunt had 5 kids. Each kid, she was married, but each kid was conceived by a different priest. A different Catholic priest in the local neighborhood. I know. She had 5 kids by a bunch of different local priests. And apparently what she would do is just buy new clothes for the kids every time they had to go in public. But she never did a load of laundry in her life. So she had rooms of her house that were piled to the ceiling with dirty clothes. And it's actually really sad. Like one day she fell asleep with a cigarette in her hand or something, burnt her house up. All of her kids except one died, and the one survivor went on to invent the CAT scan. Wild. Wild. Magnesium, I know, right? They don't have they don't have small cans of that shit. They don't exist. They're like, oh, you need sanding sealer? You must be doing a house. And I'm like, I guess I have sanding sealer for the rest of my life. Sure. Thank you so much, sanding sealer people. I know. It's my desk. I've been sealing, the bong incident. I've been resealing my desk and like painting it every once in a while when I feel like it. Like it's a slow process. Dude, how many years is that? Hold on. How many months? That's 6 years and a month, right? No, 5 years. That's 5 years. That's 5 years. Gross. Gross. Oh my God, Zoe, can I show everyone that video? Oh my God. I have a feeling, oh my God, Magnissimo. First thing, I think you're really gonna like this video, and I don't know why. Second thing, I saw your nightmare shoes yesterday. I like, I did nothing. I didn't send it to anyone. It was so fucking, like, I don't have this issue, but like, bless Mag's soul, he hates feet, which I get. To each their own. There are body parts I hate. They were a line of shoes that are see-through, but they're like heels. So it's not just like a see-through shoe. It's like you get to see the toes like all jammed up into the front of the shoe, like squished together. It looks like vacuum sealed meat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a whole line. And I looked at it and I was like, should I be mean and send this to Mag? But I did not. I scrolled right past. I was a good girl. Good job. But it was, it's what I don't have like an aversion to feet, but nobody wants to see what our toes look like in heels for fuck's sake. What the fuck? Absolutely not. No. Thank you for those biddies, Viper, you generous fuck. I appreciate you. Yeah, no, hate them. They're gross. It was just like the one perk to closed-toed heels is you don't have to paint your toenails. Let's remove the only perk to closed-toed heels. Yeah, let's do that. That makes sense. Zoe sent me a fucking video this morning on Twitter, and I was watching it, and like I was prepared to just be like, "Oh my God, ridiculousness!" But I replied to Zoe and was like, "I kind of feel kind of spiritually like emotional about this video. I'd really like to know all of y'all's reaction." Viper.
Thank you for those gay as fuck biddies. That wasn't what I meant to do.
Hi, gay. Yeah, we wouldn't. Your part wouldn't, hey, in the bedroom or just hanging out.
I love her. Hail the Dank Lord and thank you.
Oh, odious. It was fucking I think I don't know. I've never been into fashion. Like I'm still wearing clothes that I had in high school. I have not shopped in 50 years. I don't know. Fashion has always been perplexing to me. I've never understood it. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't fit. I don't know. I don't get it. To each their own. You do your own thing, whatever. But like I feel like we're just struggling at this point. Like people are like, how can we make fashion as weird as possible? Like, where can we go now? And it's like, okay. Did I miss an alert? Wait, where? No, I didn't. It was Viper's Biddies. Wasn't it Viper's Biddies? David! Oh my God. You sneaky ninja fuck. That was right in the middle of them. I almost missed your resub. God damn it. David, thank you for subbing to the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving it swings for 26 fucking months.
That's a little over 2 years, and holy shit.
I hate time and it goes too fast, but I fucking appreciate you. And I was looking at it, I'm like, I see Viper. Oh yeah, it's right there. People are so, that's heaven. Like, yes, you might, yes. I would say it's highly probable. Yeah, that is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. I want there to be, I know, but it's almost like you need those, I almost think I need the visuals of those little guys, like, they look like, I think I felt spiritual about it, because if you green screened the hands out, it looks like Kirby screaming for help. I think that's why I felt like, oh, should I help them? But like, I don't know. No. It's not Kirby, but it kind of feels like it. I'm broken inside, if that's not apparent. Wait, the Gudetama standing in for Sean from Seether is great. Oh, yeah. Is that what they're called? Gudetamas or whatever? Hold on. It is. Yeah, it's the Gudetama. It's the egg. I didn't even realize it was the fucking egg. For fashion. Just to be clear. I would say 10 milligrams max. Like a 10 milligram gummy will make you feel like you're having the best time of your life on that plane. Source have done it, but going to Thailand. Taking off was wild. Like I felt like I was sinking through the bottom of the plane, but it felt good. Like while the plane was taking off, that weird pressure into the seat felt incredible. It was wild. But yeah, a 10 mil, like you're probably like me in that I don't take edibles ever, and my tolerance is nothing. 10 milligrams. I'm not a good flyer either. Just because I'm perpetually uncomfortable and I need to move, like I don't fit in planes. 6 feet or over, you don't fit in a fucking airplane. I totally feel you. I have to like I just get twitchy. You guys see how much I recross my legs all day. Exponentiate that on an airplane. I am so uncomfortable. But pieces of advice to go along with that, Mag. I don't know what time of day your flight is, but try to eat something super small before the edible, like literally a piece of bacon. Eat the edible and then eat the rest of your breakfast. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to have a piece of bacon. Like I'm not saying it's like surgery where you have to starve yourself, but what happens is when you take an edible, if you're like my number one piece of advice is if you can get legal edibles, get a hard candy, like a sucky candy or a gummy, something that you can suck on and you're not actually going to eat because the whole process of going through your fucking metabolism makes it what I always complain about. Like, I don't know when it's going to hit. It depends on how fast your metabolism is, whether or not you've eaten that day, so on and so forth. So what happens is if you wake up first thing in the morning and you don't eat anything, your digestion process hasn't started, and a THC gummy does not start the digestion process, unfortunately. So if you just were to chew up a gummy first thing in the morning and dump it into your stomach, it's just going to sit there, and your stomach is not the digestion tank. All the digestion and the THC is actually leached out of the gummy and put into the bloodstream in your intestines. So by eating something high in fat before you take that gummy, something small, because you don't want to slow down the digestion, you just want to get it started. By eating something fatty and small first, you get bile coming into the stomach, you get the digestion process going. So by the time that gummy goes into your stomach, it's going to go along with the rest of the food and actually go into the digestion tract and actually get absorbed. But if you get a hard candy or something you can just suck on, all of that THC is going to be absorbed sublingually and through the mucous membrane of your mouth, and it's going to hit faster and it's going to go away faster because it's not being challenged by the caveat of everybody's individual, very unique digestive gut biome. Does that make sense? Sorry, that was a fucking, but like, I've struggled with edibles, man. It sucks. Like, sometimes they do nothing, but I've found that if I follow those, like, either get a hard candy, but if I can't find a hard candy, make sure to have something first, a bite of a muffin, edible, then eat the rest of the muffin. It just gets it going through, so you're not going to be like on the flight for 6 hours and getting off the flight when it kicks in. You know what I mean? You don't want that. I would take it 2 hours before you get to the airport. Like you'll be good. But yeah, that would be fucking what a waste. You know what I mean? Like be anxious the whole fucking flight. The editing and production quality, serious. I pulled up more videos. I'm so sorry. Like I can't. They did fucking Through the Fire and Flames. This is called an what is it? Automaton? Automaton. Yes. And Zoe sent me a video this morning of someone covering because you can expand your diaphragm all the way, but you also like your diaphragm is a muscle, so the further you can stretch it and expand it, you're going to train it to pull your lungs bigger, and you're actually going to, you're going to not evolve. You'll adapt to have larger lung volumes than you had before, versus if you constantly are sitting like this and singing, you're not going to ever expand your lung volumes. You know what I mean? But man, beautiful. Oh, Lizzie, do you want to see why we're lung talking? We've already listened to it twice, but I'm okay with the third time. I mean, okay, close your eyes. Seriously, that was the stipulations. We all did it. Yes, maximize your innate lung volume through diaphragmatic exercise, as the old singing teacher told me. Yeah. Yep, that was one of the weirdest things. I remember when I did opera lessons, it was really hard for me. My singing teacher said, "You don't sing here, you sing here. So don't you like hold your belly firm, but also you want your belly to like with air cuz your diaphragm can go all the way down if you let it. And that's how opera singers get those insane fucking volumes, but it's instinctual when you're standing to tighten your core and kind of hold your stomach in. So it's like you let go a little bit and like it's very. And I, as a like teenager, I was like, I know, but I suck in because I'm skinny. Don't look at me. I'm not gonna pooch my belly out. Shut the fuck up. And now I have 80% predicted lung volumes for a 6-foot woman of my age, and I'm mad about it. Lizzie, close your eyes. Listen. Okay, where he went with it, and I liked where he ended with it. That was pretty great. He made a point. He made it funny, and then he made me really funny. Like he's tainted. I love me someone who's got a good tainted sense of humor. Because nobody's perfect. No one should claim to be. Fuck that shit. Have a good day, and I hope it's not terribly, terribly terrible and full of meetings, because meetings are the worst. Okay. We need to take a break. We've been live for like 2 hours, and that means an ad is inevitable at any moment now, and I don't want anyone to miss anything. But I want to make sure I clean shit up. I'm going to like and save all the videos. If you like any of the music we're listening to today, I have a playlist that is immense. It is huge. The genres vary across the fucking board. But if you type exclamation either song or playlist in my chat, it'll pop up with both my Spotify and my YouTube playlist. And that's like the accumulation of all the music that chat has given me that we all like love. It for over the past 8 years. It's literally never ending. It's huge. The playlist. If it wasn't so fucking daunting at this point, I'd organize it, but like absolutely not. But that's where all this music will be. So if you sort it by most recent, like all the stuff from today, I'll like and put in there as well. The list is literally called The Tits, so don't be confused. Yes, I will. Oh my gosh, you're right. You're right. He's even wearing Ray-Bans. Better? Oh, now you can't even see his eyes. Is that like less disturbing? I literally did that for you, David. I thought about it. I was like, those eyes are pretty unsettling, and I put those on him. What is X Factor? Is that a music one? Wait, no, I've seen a shit ton of X Factor. What do you mean? X Factor's all over the place. The British one where they're like bunk with their little X's. I've seen a shit ton of X Factor. I was thinking the one, not X Factor. I was thinking not even a song one. I was thinking the one where people ate bugs. What was that? Not Survivor. It was the Joe Rogan thing. Fear Factor. That was the one my mind went to first. Sorry. Yeah. I did not watch a lot of that. That was fucking gross and sad. Hated that. That show can fuck itself. Joe Rogan's never been a good guy. I don't know why anyone's like, oh, he's changed. No, he's what? No, he's never ever been different. Okay, we need to take a break. I'm gonna play one of the Miley songs that I've already heard because, but I will save yours, Allie, until I'm back. So you can just zoom in on my face and get every emotion straight up. Which one was it? It was River. Ooh, can I play this? She looks like she's gonna, ask me to put a ring on it if I like it. Is the music video safe? No nip nops or something stupid like that. Yeah, I've seen a shit ton of this show. I like when what was the one he was just talking about? American Idol came out. I hated it. Like the judges were assholes. Everything was just so mean and vile. It made me feel gross inside. And then I found this one, and I way preferred this one because it was so much more than singing. Like people would come on there and fucking like throat sing and yodel and scream therapy and fucking juggle. X Factor was crazy. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God. It's loud. Is this like an episode of it? What do these guys do? Ant and Seb. It looks awkward and painful. Is it gonna make me sad and feel bad for, like, people that are maybe kinda dumb? Every day is the struggle bus for that head. Like, that head is so realistic. There's no way to make it just sit upright. Like, it's got literal shit falling out of it that's actually anatomically correct. And the whole head is so spherical that no matter what, that guy is like face down or, tipping over. He never has a great time. He's not. I've thought about, you remember in Diablo, what is it, the Whispering Tree? Whispering Eye. The Whispering Tree literally is like this giant ancient swamp tree, but it's like decorated with Christmas ornaments of heads that talk. And I thought about maybe suspending him from the ceiling, but I don't want someone to come into my stream and be like, ClassyKatie has a noosed head in the background. Like, it's not noosed. I just like, how else? What do I do with this? I wanna showcase all the parts of the head. I'm not gonna like stick it in a planter because the neck is the coolest part. It would be perfect, right? But if you only get like the front angle, the rope is right here, and you don't see that it's going around the top in a knot, and you're not familiar with Diablo, then like it doesn't make sense. But it would feature all his features. He's actually a really cool, really well sculpted head. Like, I'm really into him. I have some really cool, cool is repetitive, but I have some really interesting prosthetics, not prosthetics, but like, severed limbs. My dream is to have a full body, a full skeleton one day, not the body, but a skeleton would be dope, but they're so expensive. Canadian Idol, I've seen a lot of Canadian Idol. Canadian Idol's the one where that guy did he like played that really interesting instrument and then did the throat singing, right? It made me cry, if anyone remembers that. I did it on stream twice. I think that was Canadian Idol. American competitions are just so mean. I've never been into like reality competition TV, but I do like the Great British Baking Show. I don't bake, but they're so nice to each other. It just gives me warm, happy feelings. Until that Mexico episode, that was questionable. Fun fact, when they created One Direction, they also created a girl group opposite them, and I'm friends with a girl who was in that group. Oh, they didn't do well, did they? Break time! I know, the dogs are surrounding me. Are you tooting? Trick has such a dead stare sometimes. What you thinking about? Oh, Joe. Do you want to go outside and go potty? You want to say hi? Hi, bud. What are you up to? You smell wet. What have you done? Oh. Oh, bud. This my handsome boy Trick. He loves I think he just loves to be on camera. He's a little vain, but he's pretty pretty. You're pretty pretty? Words are hard today for me, apparently. You're gorgeous, baby. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. You're stunning, you fucking slayer. He has eyelashes like whose. They're so long and epic. I love them and I want them. Oh, God, oh, God. Yeah. Oh. 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 Okay. He is. He's really a sweet baby. He truly is. And I hear that when I leave the house, he truly loses his fucking mind, which makes me sad. But I can't take you everywhere. It's too hot. They did a special with the Dairy Girls. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna look for that. I love the Dairy Girls. Ad time. Okay. I was trying to find one of these videos where I've actually heard it, because this is a lot of Miley stuff that I haven't heard. Black Dog. Edge of Midnight is not a music video. We'll do that one, because then I can listen to it but play like the break thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what's up. Oh my God. Where is it? Y'all, I have so much up right now. It's auto-playing from somewhere and I don't know where to look. I found it. We're good. I have 3 different bundles of like 20 tabs in different windows, and it was one of those, and I guessed right. We're haunted by the fucking thing. Oh my good fucking God. Okay. Truly break time. Sorry. all I did was move windows, autoplay. It truly haunts me. I'm cursed. Stretch your dicks, your clits, your non-binary bits. Get some water and load a bowl. I shall be back in a few minutos after my dogs, destroy my yard. BRB. Holy shit, what a good cover. Amazing. Not to overshare, but since we're friends, I just blew so much infection out of my nose. And it immediately made my tonsil swelling go down. Bodies are fucking stupid, but holy, I almost feel like extra high right now. Do you hear that? It's been weeks. Holy shit. It's like incredible. It's like taking a face mask off that you had on for 2 weeks or something, man. My face. Bodies are it feels incredible. I love Lizzo. I know I just put it on a list that had good mixes on it. Both of those covers were fucking phenomenal though. I know. I just want to deep breathe through. I know, Chesh, listen.
Calm the bitch down.
Don't get too wild. Don't get too wild. Because we bought a house. Which was like a really smart decision in the long run, but like in the short run, it's killing me. I know. This is the one that's always shut. This is the one that's always fucked up. This is the one I just went to blow my nose and I was like, that explains why my throat has been fucked up for so long. It is very weird though, how bodies are connected. In the dumbest way. I mean, it's only gonna last for like an hour. I'm just like bragging about it for now. Timon, I know, yeah. A+ communicator over here. I feel so, incredible. It is like a different level of being stoned, kind of. Just being able to breathe. Yes, like the moment you eat something super spicy, I can already feel this one plugging again. Yeah, the moment you eat something spicy and you just kind of like breathe really well, but you're suffering at the same time, it's kind of that, but it's gonna plug. I mean, you don't just blow infection out in one nose blow. It's gonna take a bit, but man, that was wild. Feels so good. Insta relief. Dude, Chesh, back when I was in college, there was a Thai restaurant that was, I mean, one of those places that like they didn't have seating inside or anything, and they were kind of like dirty. But holy fuck, they were legit. Like the grandma that all the recipes came from that was in the kitchen all day was from Thailand, and I swear to fuck, to this day, it's the best Penang curry I've ever had in my life. And you could get like mild, medium, hot, and then you could get Thai hot, and they trusted you, and I would get Thai hot Penang curry, and it burned so good. I've never found a spice that like was so hot, but also really flavorful and really, really good at the same time ever again. And sadly, the year after I graduated, they shut down and she retired forever and no one bought her recipes. So it's gone forever and my heart is dead. But I experienced it and I remember. And like, when you go out to eat, it's expensive in America, man. Anywhere. It's always expensive, especially Thai food for some reason. And normally, anytime you get a curry, you're going to get like literally like a little plastic container this big. And that's your curry. This place, I have these Tupperwares around my house that I've gotten other things in. But like, the big thing you get like pho in, that was how much curry you would get. So it was like 5 meals for me. It lasted a week. It was amazing. But it was just such the perfect, I don't even know what it was. And I've like every Thai restaurant I go to, I try Penang curry. I'm like, not the same. Yeah, like literally like this, like, you know, the plastic clear guys you get fun. Yeah, it was huge. And it was like good. I mean, it was all sorts of vegetables, like the full fucking baby bok choys in there and all sorts of stuff. Like you could tell it was like rough, like rugged, roughage, you know? But fuck, dude. I've never found anything like it. It was so good. Mm-hmm. Oh, we put you on doxycycline. That's probably good for both the your lung and other things. Honestly, that's a really full spectrum. Yeah, I think Ty really has it down, like has the science down on making spicy food and not destroying the flavor somehow, which I feel like everybody else does. They're like, try the spiciest hot wing in the world, but if it doesn't taste good, I still don't understand why we're here. It's like the bomb hot sauce. Why do you exist? At being hot, but you can still taste other things. Yes. And I mean, most, if not all anywhere else you get spicy food just does not do that at all. If they make hot food, you're not going to taste anything else. And it's just going to burn your mouth painfully. Oh my God, Gun, I'm so excited. Oh, dude. We're gonna look at it on stream. I've been trying to set up my second. I have two cams, but the other one's like a shittier Elgato, so it's not as nice. So I've been setting up this one so we can like actually look at it. I got a desk lamp out for it and everything. Look how bright I can get. I'm excited. Dude, I love pho, man. Dude, do it. Kona. I mean, if it's not too expensive. Indian is expensive. My problem is with Indian, it's usually family style, which is great, but we're only two people, and I want like a little bit of 6 different things. But everything's like $15 a pop, so it's like it's so hard for me to order Indian unless I'm with a huge group of people and I'm like, you guys order and I'm literally gonna take a teaspoon of everybody's, please. It's so gross, right? It has no flavor. It's fucking disgusting. Exactly. I've had Last Dab. It actually has flavor and is so hot you want to die, but at least it has a good flavor. It has something in it. The bomb tastes like battery acid. That shit is so bad. We got an amazing Indian place down the road that's like that. Oh man, I would ball. Dude, do they have like a lunch buffet? That's my favorite thing to hit up at a restaurant, at an Indian place, because then you can get like a teaspoon of every single thing and taste every flavor they have. All the chutney. My best Thai experience was at this restaurant and I had a duck menu, which basically meant I was getting 7 courses. Ooh. But where every part of the duck was used, oh, I would kill to do that over all the courses. And as dessert, there was a broth made from duck bones. That is, I mean, realistic the way everything should go. In a perfect world, we would use all of the animal because fucking Christ, I meant to pause. Although it was just about to play Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel, which is a great song, but we have so many songs lined up. I would kill to do something like that. One of the coolest food experiences, I guess, I don't know what else to call it, I've ever had was when I was in high school. One of my good friends was on my basketball team. Her parents were Tongan, and I guess this is just what I was led to believe as a youth is in Tonga it's like really 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 Christian. Like it's one of those islands where we came in and missionaried the living fuck out of it. So, but they kind of mixed it with their own cultural stuff, which is really cool. And so when my friend in high school actually it's the friend we were talking about the other day who used Leet Speak and still sells those wraps, like body wraps. Yeah. So I guess Christian cool girl on top of it. Anyways, when they turn 16, it's like a really big deal and they have a really big celebration and they go to the church and like all this stuff happens. And part of it is that literally every member of her extended family came to her house in the middle of fuck nowhere, Kettle Falls, Washington. I know I've told you guys about where I grew up. Like literally people from all over the world, it's like Tonga, Arizona, like across the United States came to our tiny ass fucking town and they had a legitimate pig roast. That's part of it. That's part of like this turning 16 thing. And like they had the pig alive, which like we had a mini farm, but I never saw the pigs slaughtered. Like we sent those to a fucking butcher. They had the alive pig and then the pig was unalived and we all watched it and that was alarming. And then they did the whole like scrub and boil thing, got all the hair off and everything, hung it to bleed, and then they cooked it on a spit and like 20 plus adolescent South Island men stayed up all night long, shirtless, sweating, turning the spit. And my 15-year-old hormone-filled self will never forget that night ever. But that, like, it was kind of a case of, like, use every fucking part of the pig. Every part was made into a different dish. It was reminded me, the only, like, island food I've ever experienced is, like, Hawaiian native, actually, island food. It reminded me a lot of that. It was fucking delicious. Like, holy shit. I mean, wow. Just wow. But, like, all her cousins were just like these, like, imagine a Pacific Islander football player. Like, they're just kind of naturally stacked. I don't know what it is in their genes. All of them. And they were just like, and I was like, "Ugh, I'm a pig. Ugh, boy. Penis." Mm. I barely remember the night at all. I'm going to be honest. I was just like in a trance of like flesh. It was disgusting, and pig and fire. It was so visceral. But what a cool experience. And it was cool because I think the eyeballs were in something as well. Like, they literally used every part of the pig. And like my friend and her parents and her siblings got like the head of the pig and got to like pull meat off that. And apparently that's super tasty. They had to look at the head. They had to like look it in the eyes. I don't know if I could like, I don't know. Like, I'm all about it, but can we like boil the face off or something? Because that was a lot. Oh, dude, Indian food is so tasty, Z-Bot. It's one of those things that, like, everything you order kind of looks a little bit like baby food or maybe like it was bombed, but it all tastes so fucking good. Like, I remember my mom is a very picky eater, so like growing up we never had anything like that. So when I went to college, my friends were like, "You've never had sushi or Indian food or that?" And I was like, "What is that? Let's go." And one of the weirdest things I remember to this day, my friend ordering it was the spinach with cheese in it. What is it called? I haven't had Indian in a really long time because it's very expensive. Oh God, what is it called? You guys will know. One of you's gonna say it immediately, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, that one. But basically, it's literally like pureed spinach in a cream that they puree together, so it looks like literally green puke, like thick green puke, and then it's got cubes of this really delicious Indian cheese that they put in a lot of different things, a lot of different dishes at Indian food. It looks fucking like a joke. Like, someone would give that to you on like a Nickelodeon show and then slime you if you don't try it. But holy shit, is it to this day? Sog paneer. Is that what it is? Sog paneer? I think paneer is the cheese, and I think sog is the the like green whatever. The flavor, please, if you ever get a chance to try Indian food, try sog paneer. Don't be put off. I mean, if you're anything like me, you'll look at it and be like, that's gonna be squishy, gushy, icky. Like, what the fuck? No. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good. Didn't I say paneer is the cheese? I said that, didn't I? Paneer is the cheese, and sog is the spinach, or something. Whatever. The first word means spinach. Whatever the first word of it is. Paneer's in a lot of different things. Did I say it backwards? I do too. It's just expensive. Me too. I try everything twice because I feel like the first time I put it in my mouth, I'm kind of like wary, especially if I'm already kind of wary. Like, oh, that smells weird. And then the second time I chew on it, I'm more like, okay, it didn't kill me. Because for some reason, food fear, like, that's where you go with your mind. You're like, I'm gonna die if I do that, which is stupid. Paneer is so fucking good. Inevitably, food talk. I know. Sheepy gave me a Sarah Bareilles song, and I was like, and you guys were like, oh my god, I love this one and that one. So that's good. Obviously, those women are so fucking successful. Regina Spektor, fucking Nora Jones, Sarah Bareilles, so on and so forth. When I start, this is just my personal reason why I just don't like any of them. I can't stand listening to them. When I first started college, I went to college and applied for the art program, and I went to 2 years being an art major until I realized that the only way you make an income is to be digital art, and I had no experience and didn't want to go there, so I stopped and I did chemistry instead. And the entirety of my art program life was insanely pretentious 18-year-olds, extremely full of smelling their own farts, listening to Regina Spektor, Nora Jones, blah, 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 at full volume on open can headphones 24/7 everywhere. And my brain, unfortunately, just associated all of that together. And they're just, every time I hear one of the songs, like all the hair on my neck stands up, like I need to run away. They just are. They're like, it's like warm, like room temperature vanilla pudding. Like, it's not bad, but I'd prefer not to. So it's just me personally. I respect and understand and agree their voices are beautiful. They all are very talented people. But like, it's just I can't. I don't want to. I don't like. But I'll try. I'll always try one. Literally haven't heard any of their music ever in so fucking long. Like, maybe my brain changed. I don't know. But when I hear their names, I kind of like when someone says they like Regina Spektor, I immediately, like, it's kind of a red flag for me. I'm like, oh, you do? What else do you like? Kind of, only a little. But that's just me. Lord Hybrid, have a beautiful day and be safe, Honeybean. Oh, he did Love the Way You Lie, All I Want for Christmas, Wrecking Ball, and Born That Way. Didn't he? He did Call Me Maybe, right? I know he did. What's his name? Is it Steve Cardinal? Hold on. Why won't you let me copy that? You ass. Un moment. Um. Un moment. It is Steve Cardinal. Thank you. I found it. He did Call Me Maybe. I knew it. Okay, we'll play yours first because I don't think I've seen yours, but the Call Me Maybe I've seen, and that's the one that I remember from my freshman year, and it fucking was one of the very first, like, I don't know, things that I like viral wasn't a word yet, but that went viral, if that was a word. And me saying out loud that wasn't a word yet just made me feel a white pube burst out my puss. I don't like this life. I'm not judging. Like, we all know what this website was. If you existed when this existed, I mean, honestly, let's be honest. When the internet became a common thing, everybody could get in their house finally, and it wasn't $1 billion. Chat rooms were to masturbate at your computer. Period. Any of them. All of them. Everybody knew what the fuck you were there for. It was but like, I didn't go there because I didn't, a random dick. Like, but yeah, those belly up shots, especially that dude, like, the lighting on the abs. Come the do you jerk off in the mirror? Tell me you jerk off in the mirror without telling me you jerk off in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of those people that I guarantee his cam is bigger than the other person's on his screen. No shade. Like, whatever, but not my type. I'm good. Is DMCA, which is so stupid. Oh, I loaded a bowl. Sorry. Cheers. It's so nostalgia. I fucking love these videos. He was great. I mean, what a legend. I forgot all about these. David, did you just find them randomly or did you remember them? Male identifying penis. Oh, 100%. I mean, yeah, I would hope that goes without saying when I say penis. Omegle, what was that a chat room or was that just like chat roulette? Yeah, no, I scraped some off the top because you ever pack a bowl and then leave it for a moment and suddenly it's like that tall off the top of the bowl because it's so fluffy. That's what it did. So I had to get rid of some. It was like growing like those fireworks, the snakes. Cheers. No shit, Seabot. I think I'm on his, yeah. Oh, let's see if he's made anything new. Well, I don't know what's happening. It looks like his videos are reactions to his old videos. Oh, he might have fallen apart a little bit. But that's fine. We all fall apart. I thought Omegle was just like Chatterbait. Or not Chatterbait. Oh my god, I did it again. Chat Roulette. Right? Like, it was just kind of understood you were going to see penis all over the place. I have so many. Sorry, I'm just clearing links. I have so many. I don't want them to crash. I have so many. I would literally cry my pants off if one of them crashed right now. No. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a cow? I don't know if I like it. Am I bad? Like, I know it's an Elton song and I super just want to hear Elton's voice. Her voice is phenomenal, but okay. I'll trust it. I just really love Elton John music. I don't know him personally, but his music is like, is she singing in a slaughterhouse? Five years ago. Not that long, actually. 2018. They also like countryed out the song, and I don't know if I like that. Probably because I'm not a huge fan of country. It's not bad. It's hard to do a cover. She does so many covers well, you can't do 100%. But I don't understand why there's a pig squealing in the background and a cow. That's not me. That's the song. Is that supposed to make it like more country? Dude, thank you, Spar. Couldn't have said it better myself. If Sparhawk didn't exist, this wouldn't be bad. I mean, if Sparhawk, excuse me. Jesus Christ, Katie. If Elton didn't exist, this wouldn't be bad. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Why? I'm glad I'm not alone. I don't hate. I mean, you can't do 100% of your covers perfect. Hi, Donna. She very yeehawed it. I am high. That's true. This weed, dude, it's so strong. I like nurse it hard. I pack tiny bowls because that's why I like unpoofed it earlier. It's hits so fucking hard. And it was a $50 ounce. It's so crazy how cheap amazing weed can be, but god damn. I'd love her to do another Elton John song, but don't country it. I don't think there's a song out there that you're gonna countryfy and make it better than the original. Like there are some great country songs. Not gonna deny that. There's some great country singers, but I've never seen a song be translated into country and get better. Like, yeah, countryfy and hip hopleton. Yeah, it's not bad. Her voice is phenomenal, and if Elton John didn't exist, that would not be bad. But it's not my favorite. Hold on. I have to cleanse my brain really quick. One moment. Yeah, it's better. I haven't heard it in a while. I had to just double check. She's missing the sexy sax. I like this better. Don't hate me. Yeah, the vocals are punchier, and I think that's just his voice in general. Oh, and he's got the choral singers in the background. I don't think she had that. So it's not, I think Miley's version didn't feel as full, like full sounded, you know? You know what I mean? It's a hard song to touch, though. She did her best, I think. And Contrify. Right? And it's not bad. It's not a bad cover at all. Just not the best. And it's, I mean, let's be fair. We've already listened to so many of arguably the best Miley covers ever that our bar, whether we want it to be or not, is very high right now. You know, like we've been listening to her covers of like Pink Floyd and shit where she's just fucking belts and uses that power. It's at least mine. I know my bar is substantially higher having listened to all that stuff first. We have more. I mean, I have so many links from you guys. Hold on. Where was the E? I've lost them. Nope, I found them. Donna, it's just been a covers day. And you know, we go through different artists and then we'll move on to a new artist. We started listening to someone or watching someone just troll people with music. That was pretty fun. It's all, you know, it's all over the place. I don't ever want to set a theme because that bars us from, you know, someone might have some awesome music they want to share and they're like, oh, well, if we're only listening to Miley, we're never only listening to Miley. We're never only listening to anything. And to be honest, the next artist is one that, oh, it's two that I personally despise. But for you, I will try. I can't do it. I'm just kidding. It makes my heart sad. They are the mumble rap of indie music. I can do that too. I'm sorry, I can't stand them. It's me. I know it is. Please enjoy them and think about how much you hate that I can't. You can hate me for this. It's fine. I just I mm. I can guess the song. I've never heard this before. I just who's they? Do you guys like this? Or am I doing this for no reason? I'm so unhappy. Like, imagine two like super serious women sitting in a room and like spiritually and emotionally bonding over bum 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 bum. Like, yeah, that fucking sick. You're so smart. Bum 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 bum. I'm an asshole. I know. I'm an asshole. They're not. It's cursive singing. Oh my god, it's cursive singing. Billie Eilish is like the newest version of this, I think. Right? That is popular, I guess. It's that breathy kind of just talking. Like Billie Eilish has a pretty voice, but she I'm so sorry I can't do it. I must cleanse my brain real quick. Excuse me one moment. I'm doing fine. Just give me a minute. You fly. No, gross. How did you get in my home? I just have to remind myself that music exists and the world is okay really quick. Ouch. Relax. Honestly, honestly, what you said earlier about lukewarm vanilla pudding. Like, it won't kill you, but we'd mostly rather not. I don't wanna. I. Not all music's great, and I don't have perfect music taste. I just fucking cannot with that shit. It's so sad. Like, sad and sad, if you get what I mean. Yeah, Billy. Cursive singing. I'm not a fan. I really like I think that's one of the reasons I really enjoy there's a dog hair stuck to my nose ring. Frogly is he's done a lot of music covers where I suddenly understand the lyrics when he does them for the first time. Fox, I love that song. Oh my god, I haven't heard it in like a couple months though. That is a song that just fell off my mental radar. One moment. Oh, I love that song. Good pick. It's such a good song. If you haven't heard Devin Cole Witch, it's great and the music video is fucking adorable. My heart feels better already. Cursive singing, mumble. Cursive singing is Billie Eilish and or like mumble rap. You know, where they just that shit. It's all like head singing out the nose. It's just not my jam. To each, I don't hate on anyone who enjoys it though. Billie Eilish has a beautiful voice, and I do like some of her songs, but her slower, more like breathy songs, I just don't jam with because they're that. My shit's fucked up. Wait, maybe by who? Is it cursive fairy singing? Has been a thing for a long while, just not relevant. Oh, okay. I mean, I'd believe it. Things move in cycles, right? Yes, all the words run together like cursive. Cursive singing. Oh, Zavon. Wait, does he go by Warren Zevon or is he? Maybe I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look him up. I'm not Google YouTube. Maybe. I think I know an artist like Zavon or something. Hold on. Yes. Oh yeah, I'll pull it up. I'll cue it. That's a really good one, actually. I haven't heard it in fucking forever, but it's fantastic. I love when we go on music binges like this, because like when you're alone doing this, it's really hard to just pull music out your ass when you're trying to remember old songs or just like remind yourself that music is real and good in the world. But when like you crowd brain so many more. Thank you for allowing me to just play some Ghost really quick to remind myself music is a real thing and still exists in my life. Holy shit. You know what? Everybody should enjoy the music they want to enjoy. And just because I don't like it does not make it bad music. I know I say that all the time, but I hate pretentious gatekeepers that are like, oh my God, you like X music, you piece of shit. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's bad music. It's just associated with a really weird time in my life and I can't enjoy it physically. Like Christmas music. And, you know, stuff. Anyways. Shit, fuck balls. Oh, I love Ed Sheeran. Wait, is it time-stamped on purpose, sheeps? It is okay. I'm just making. I read your message. I just grabbed the links as fast as possible, and sometimes I miss the message on them. It is time-stamped. I think Ed Sheeran. I don't. Wait, what song is this? Is this a new one? No, this is an old one. I don't know if I know this song. I really enjoyed Ed Sheeran at the beginning of his career. And then he did what every like beautiful voiced person does is they start doing like mashups with R&B artists for some reason. And then they go pop and I hate them. I don't know why. Like it's happened to Dermot Kennedy a little bit. It happened to Ed Sheeran. I don't know why they feel the need to taint their wonderful art with like literally anything. But that's just me. He's got a gorgeous voice though. Okay, this isn't terrible. It's a cover though, right? It's not bad. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. No, I don't hate it. It's their own music I can't stand because they just did that genre. Their voices are beautiful. I'm not lying when I say that, and I respect it. Not at all. There's so many people out there with really cool voices that I just don't like their genre of music they tend to stick to. And then they do a cover, and I'm like, oh, fuck me. This is gorgeous. Yeah. I'm never going to hate on. I'll always try something, sheepy. I ain't that kind of person. Fuck that shit. But a lot of the time, it's just their genre. I don't know another word for it. You know what I mean? No? And it's no fault of theirs. Everybody's allowed to have taste. Right, Carnage? Thank you. No, this is gorgeous. Because she's adding so much more, like, power and grit into her fucking voice. But her if you listen to her album, is this gonna but she's obviously got skills. Like, use them. Ah! Oh, God. Corey Taylor's voice. Yes. Yes. I know. His singing voice is so, I mean, that's the thing. I think that's why he started Stone Sour, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's why he started Stone Sour was to more feature his singing voice because it is fucking gorgeous. It's like wasted. Thank you. That's what it feels like. It feels like wasted talent when I hear shit like this because I'm like, oh, you're very talented, but you choose to mumble sing, cursive sing, which because it was popular, it sold, blah, blah, blah. We get it. But like, I think record labels, especially back in the day when they were the only option, got a hold of really talented people and smothered them into nothingness. And that makes me sad. Like Miley. You listen to her voice now compared to back in the day, holy shit. Another example, a way earlier example, Christina Aguilera. Holy shit. When she was finally unleashed from her molester fucking fester father, fucking boosh. Power out her face. And she's like this big. She's like the size of Vissy. She's a little pocket people. And just like, boom, freedom, man. Crazy when that can happen. Oh my God, Viata, don't you, like, at least you're done. Honestly, that's what I do. I wake up dummy early, and even if my house isn't, like, for some reason dirty, I will fucking, lick the baseboards and shit. Dumb. Like, too much. This is a good example, Sheepy, of like the Nickelback song. Like I wasn't a Nickelback hater, but I was never a huge fan of them, just not my genre of music at the time. I was more like into Slipknot and being a little goth piece of shit. But that shanty version is in our playlist forever and it comes on all the time now. You take a song or an artist who's really, really good or a song that's good sang by someone that you don't really like very much and suddenly it's great. It's awesome. I'm always into that, which is why I will never not chance it, even if I will still say, please don't give me Sarah Bareilles songs. Unless she's doing that. That was dope. I'm saving that one. And unfortunately, now it's going to suggest her music to me, and I'm going to spend weeks going, no, I don't want Nora. No. But that's fine, because that one's worth it. And that's why I always give it a chance. I'm not a dumbass, and I like music enough. People that don't, I mean, what did that take? Like 3 minutes out of my life? Not giving it a fucking chance is the dumbest thing you can do if you love music. Fucking Christ. Christ on a cracker. However, no. Just no. I was smiling because y'all gave me more links, and one of them is I love Singing in the Rain. I don't know. Weirdly, it's one of my favorite like musicals, I guess. And this is a Singing in the Rain umbrella mashup. Is that Gwyneth Paltrow? I don't know what's happening here, but I really like that song. I don't know who gave me this, but I'm excited for it. Ooh, I love random. And then Lake Street Drive singing You're Still the One, a Shania Twain cover. Shania Twain is another one where like I wasn't really a big fan of her music, but anytime anyone covers any song she's done, I'm like, oh my God, this song is so beautiful. And they're like, this is Shania Twain. I'm like, what?
Like Shania Twain?
I don't know. I just wasn't, I think my parents were obsessed with her or something. But like Glee, right? Is that Gwyneth Paltrow? She looks so healthy. I forgot what that looks like. Oh, I still very much enjoy Glee. Glee to this day has some of the best mashups I've ever heard in my life. Again, on the Adele train, there's who sings it? The one cast member the cheerleader that was in love with Britney. I can't remember. Oh my God. But Mercedes? She passed away recently, like in a really tragic, just drowning accident right in front of her kid. It was super, super sad. But she did some of the best mashups that exist to this day. No shame in what you like. It doesn't hurt anybody for you to enjoy Glee. People can suck themselves. I'm over pointless. Someone said it earlier today. I cannot remember. If you're still here, feel free to claim. I mean, I'm sure we all feel a lot this way. But claiming you dislike something that you have literally never tried, heard, etc. I don't want to hang out with you. You're not an adventurous soul. I'm done. I'm good. Variety is the fucking spice. The spice. That's what I was looking at. What's her name? Mercedes? Oh my God. I found it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Glee, like a lot of Glee was corny as fuck, but if you took time to actually watch it, for me, the moments that were the gold moments were when it would be about the cheerleaders or the coach, and it would do that like weird danger music. I would just laugh. I miss those things. I miss shows like that just were like there for no purpose other than to like just make you kind of laugh and feel ridiculous. They were great. Santana. Oh my God, it was Santana. Mercedes was a character. Mercedes was in it, right? There was a Mercedes. It's been so long for me. It was Santana though. Thank you. Naya Rivera. Thank you. Super sad. So sad. There was Mercedes. She was part of the original group, right? Mercedes. Mercedes was the girl that like fell in love with the very flamboyantly token homosexual of the group, right? And he, if I remember correctly, and he kind of like went along with it for a while, and then yeah, I think so. That was Mercedes. Correct me if I'm wrong. They all had phenomenal voices, and they all had talents everywhere. Yeah. I'm sorry. I get real sad. Like, just thinking about her passing. It was so tragic. She was so young and so, like, She had a son who she was super close to, and they were out on a boat, and she drowned. It was terrible. They looked for foul play. There was none. It was literally just the worst accident in the world. Horrible. Horrible. I think only 2 have died from Glee. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of them have, like, drug problems and stuff. Problems, I should say, like, issues with addiction, mental health issues, stuff like that. Yeah, she died saving her son, right? Yeah. Is it 3? 3, then. Who was the 3rd? Oh, Puck. I forgot Puck. Didn't he unalive himself? Or he got, like, blamed for child porn and unalived himself, didn't he? Like, he got accused of some really dark, fucking nefarious shit and then unalived himself, I think. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he was charged with the underage corns and unalived himself for that. I would never ever wish the feeling of wanting to unalive yourself on anybody. Least of all child fucking rapists, because they deserve much worse. Yeah, what a fuck twat. Yep. He needs help. He needed therapy. It's yeah, and I think that's like one of the like most, how do you say it? Not I was gonna say the most critical downside of like being that level of fame, but that's not the terminology I'm looking for. But I think you know what I mean. Like, you don't get to have a mental breakdown because you're so, like, maybe you know, there was mental signs of things going wrong way before he had a laptop full of underage corns, and he just, no one was looking, and that's sad when you're like in a celebrity space like that, when you just, no one can, I don't know, it's sad, it's gross. There's no excuse for the child corns, period, end of story. Like, no excuse at all. You deserve to be locked up forever. But the social, like, attack and the guy unaliving himself, like, no one deserves that. And I think any one of us who have ever been there in that, you know, moment of, like, maybe don't want to be here permanently anymore, you can sympathize. Like, no one deserves that, but locked up and kept away from anything underage forever and given therapy and help. But like, the unaliving, that's not. Ugh. Sad. Super sad. But sad for the victims, I mean. Obviously, I'm not, like, sitting here pitying a fucking child molester. Like, if you enjoy child porn, you're a fucking child molester. You have intents. You have intents and purposes, in my opinion. I feel bad that he got to that dark space and had no one around him to give him help, ask him if he needed help, see any signs of, like, you know, I joke about Britney Spears these days, but ever since she got over her conservatorship, which is great, she deserves to run her own life, I've been wondering if anyone's checking on her, because she kind of looks like she's lost it a little bit. And, like, another case of a child star never taught how to be a human being, so rightfully so she loses her shit. She's never had anyone, she's either had a fucking leash on her or been sent out into the wild. That's no way to raise a human being. My God, they're gonna be feral as fuck. What do you mean by changed? Like, child molester, people into child porn? I don't know, believe is a really strong word. I think people can grow, and I think people can change, and I think people can make the conscious decision not to act on their urges. I know for a fact there are groups all across the world of human beings who are self-professed pedophiles, however you want to say it, people who want to look at little kids naked or whatever, disgusting shit. And they before acting on it, at usually a pretty young age, they seek therapy, and they're actually in therapy, like usually group therapy groups is what I was going to say. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. They go to group therapy, and they actually take drugs that sterilize themselves. So it's like a check, like a almost like taking methadone thing. You have to go to a clinic to get this pill every day. So it's like a check-in system. They watch you take it, whatever. But they acknowledge that they have this issue probably because they were fucking traumatically molested or otherwise, because that's the way, unfortunately, like, you know what I mean? It's always a disgusting cycle. It doesn't excuse it. Again, and I think we all agreed on that, like, period. There ain't no fucking excuse for abusing a child in any way, shape, or form. Period. I don't care what happened to you. That's no excuse. But acknowledging it before anything bad can happen, before you are old enough to act on it, and they do. They take pills that it slowly sterilizes them and removes their, I don't know chemically what it does, but it removes any urge to fuck. It like destroys libido, destroys testosterone, something like that. It's like chemical castration, exactly. And they have to do it for the rest of their life. They go to therapy literally for the rest of their life. It's like it's not government run, but they are, because they are self-professed. They are like on a government list and watched until they die. Like they're basically stepping forward and saying, "I'm willing to never live near a school, church, or anyone ever again because I want to kids." Which, good on them. Like, oh, can you imagine? Let alone wanting to do that, but having the, like, I think the only way that would happen is if, you know, cops did a sting operation and caught you looking for child stuff and they were like, "Hey, here's your options. Red pill or a blue pill, bitch." And hope to fuck people want. I think people can want to be better. I believe that. Better, though, is such a subjective, like, what is that scale of better? You know what I mean, David? Sorry, that was such a stupid long answer. I get, you know, a lot of us here, myself included, have had, unfortunately, very personal experiences with SA and otherwise. And it's just like, I get real fury stricken when it comes to kids, even though I don't have them. I think anybody can want to and try and do their absolute best, but what is better? Is there like a level of therapy I think someone could go to where I would be like, all right, that SAer can now live near elementary schools? Absolutely not. I think there's certain stipulations, if whether self-professed or otherwise, you just don't get these anymore. There's rights as a human being you lose. It's similar. I mean, it's similar case, but not comparing the content. You know what I mean? To like a serial killer or someone, not a serial killer, someone who hasn't killed someone yet, but someone who straight up like goes to therapy every day and is like, "I've been amassing guns in the basement. Would you like to come see them? I'm going to kill people." Like you just probably need to be not. You don't get to be in control of your own life for a bit because obviously that's not going well. Yeah, there's certain lines, exactly, Cass. There's certain lines you cross, and that's fucking it. You just there's freedoms you don't. In my opinion, I'm not the smartest person in the world. This is just how I feel about it. I like. And I think most parents, if not all parents, would agree. I am not a parent. This is just someone talking as someone who was a kid who has got, you know, ickied by ickies. And like, I would never trust a person who had a history of that around a kid again. Cause like, no one like, this is such a fucked up, but let's just talk about like, you know, when we're all getting sexually active when we're younger and we're casually exploring, like, what do we like? Do we like a finger in our ass? Do I want to make out with a lady? Do I want to make out with a man? Do I like non-binary? What am I? How do I feel in my own body? We all go through exploratory phases in our own sexuality, right? No one experiments with child porn. No one's like, I'll dabble in that. I'll see if that's my thing. Nobody does that. That's something a human being has to like fetishize about for quite some time to actually kind of brain fuck themselves into thinking that it's somehow okay to do what they're about to do, i.e. looking for that corn or, you know, what the fuck ever. It's not you know what I mean? So that's where I come from on a psychology point of view, is that that's something so deep-seated that, like, yes, therapy's great, but therapy doesn't wipe out who you are as a person. No amount of therapy, no amount of drugs, except like making you catatonic, wipes out who your core-based human being is. Talking from someone who takes a lot of joy in the morning. I'm still me. At my core, I'm just a lot calmed down and I don't feel like I'm sweating from anxiety all the time. Like, I would never, though, trust them in the vicinity of children, allow them to be around children ever again. Ever. Now, if it's a person who can bear children in that situation, I don't even know what. What do you do? because we don't have the right to sterilize someone, but like if you can literally make babies to SA, I don't fucking know. What a fucking horrifying concept, but we can't ignore that there are absolutely molester-lesters out there of all genital types. They're everywhere, unfortunately. It's disgusting, but it's always a cycle and it's sad. Thank you, Gun, for those biddies. Cheers! Cheers. Ooh, what? What? Ooh, Gun, I'm so excited. Imagine, Fox, in this fucking economy. Gun and I feel the same, but I don't think they deserve to deserve. I don't think we should kill SAers because that's too easy. I do think they deserve like therapy and someone to talk to, but they need to be locked up and kept away. Like they're just not to be trusted anymore. If you fucking rape a kid, sorry to say it, not sorry, you don't deserve, like, those are, you've now crossed that line and you lose certain freedoms. But death is too easy. Like, I'd rather them sleep on Legos or something. You know what I'm saying? Ingrown hair on the tip of their dick every 15 minutes for the rest of their life. Paper cuts on their gooch every 5. Like, there's someone who gets paid every 5 minutes to paper cut their gooch for the rest of eternity. But, like, who am I to judge what life gets to be gone and whatnot? Like, that's such a... Ugh. I've seen a lot of life lost. It's fucked up. Oh, we uncovered in therapy today after my essay as a kid. From then on, I was hypersexual because that's what I thought was my purpose. That's a really big theme. That's actually one of the red flags we learned about in like child rearing psychology. Is if you see kids, particularly very young, like 10, 11, who are hypersexual, it's probably because they're being exposed to very inappropriate shit. Very inappropriate at home. Like, talk to somebody. Isn't that what hell is for? I hope. They get a special fucking ring. Stretch, we should probably take a break. It's been a bit. I get so, this is such a serious, like, this is a topic that I feel very passionate about, for lack of a better term. Oh my God, can you imagine Lineless? Oh, the dream. So I like, not like seriously, because this isn't possible, but like, you know how we test cosmetics and perfume on animals? If you didn't know, in order for you to get your Chanel number 9, it has to be continuously sprayed into the eyeballs of a bunny rabbit for 6 months. And then they're like, all right, if the bunny rabbit lives through that, then the human can breathe this and they're fine. Like, instead of bunny rabbits, like maybe... I don't know. Just a thought. I mean, wouldn't you trust literally any product exponentially more if you knew it was tested on a human? And not just a sadly poor college student who needed some money for weed? Oh, sick. This is fucking nasty. Right? Botox? But like, you know, ugh, whatever. Like, apparently that makes me like evil or something. Earwax Candle, beautiful username. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my stream, and I appreciate you. I do need to stretch. Oh, my back just popped so good. Oh, yeah. That was a 6er. Oh, yes. Oh my God, Gloom. They're perfume testers for the rest of their life. I know that's dark, but like, man, what do you, yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. I don't think anyone has a right, like, I don't want this to get too dark because I know this is a really touchy subject for a lot of people. Real talk though, quite recently, one of the 4 people that essayed me when I was a child died. 2 of 3 are now dead. And I just have to tell you, nothing feels better when they're dead. Nothing feels better when they're dead. The damage be done. Might as well make use. You know? Shit sucks. No. I mean, you get there is no justice. That's the thing. If someone violates your body and soul, you're done. We can grow with it and around it and make it part of who we are. We can ignore it. We can use it as a crutch to be a piece of shit, but it's always there, no matter what you do, no matter how many times someone says sorry, or how many Legos we make them step on, or killing them. Never, it's there. Like a burn mark, it's just there forever. So, I don't know, is it worth it? Probably not. Might as well get something out of the body, or I don't know. Exactly, the second you act. Yep, I don't think that someone who's never acted on those urges and who's actively seeking help and stays away from children deserves to die. I agree. Nope, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm in full support of these groups who are self-professed like, "Hey, I have this urge to look up nasty corns. Help me." And they haven't offended and they haven't jumped on any of those urges yet. Yeah, I agree with you. Like no, they probably shouldn't be around kids. They should probably be kept away. Like that's probably part of their therapy and everything, I would assume. But nah, dude. Yeah. Nah, dude. It's cool. It happened. I mean, obviously it happened when I was a child. But I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't feel like it was my fault. And that's huge because so many people die thinking they did something. Like, maybe when I was 8, I showed too much titty. I'm sorry. Pourquoi? I've gotten past that and that feels great. Thank you. I think with most victims of any kind of essay like that are usually mostly tortured not by the act itself or the person who committed the act, but by the people around them that did nothing. That's what I've found, and in my personal case, haunts me more than anything. Because, like, arguably, it's kind of an instinct, even if you do not have any womb fruit of your own, that if kids are in danger around you or ask for help, you fucking help them. Like, we've all seen the video, like, random TikToks here and there of, like, CCTV video footage of, like, random strangers running into streets and saving kids. That's instinct. We would all do that. There's something at our core that as much as we may be annoyed by screaming babies or whatever, a child in trouble, you fucking go help a child. And you, like, something so deeply fucking disturbingly broken in someone who not only doesn't do that, but goes forth to harm a child or justify harming a child, like, holy fucking tit farts. Whoa. Whoa! They damaged. It has nothing to do with the victim in any way, shape, or form. You were wrong place, wrong time, and that sucks. I was. We were. You know what I mean. I almost put my bong in my water bottle. Let's not talk about it. It's almost 4:20. It's like 4 minutes. Prepare! It's an irreversible change. Exactly. And you are, like, a victim. But, like, how do I put this? I try not to think of myself as, like, a victim because that implies victim mentality and whatever and, like, poor me, poor me. But victim is totally the word for it. Like, you were a victim of someone who was going to do it to, like, you were just the like, I don't know, the cog that would have fit, but there was a million cogs, wrong place, wrong time. And a lot of people take it really personally, and their families do it. Like, I've read so many stories, like personal accounts of people getting essayed by family members, otherwise when they're kids, and going to their mom and being like, Uncle so-and-so put his hand down my pants, and the mom being like, was your skirt tucked in? Were you being a slutty little 5-year-old? Like, It's fucked up. What the can you oh, make it make sense. It's but also there's like a level of not comfort, but there's a word for it where it's like, oh, so I wasn't alone. Like my mom's not Satan. There's a lot of Satan out there. Like there's a lot of people out there that just cannot mentally deal with the fact their kid was touched, so they'd rather just make their kid feel stupid instead of acknowledging what happened. And that is so fucking fucked. Hi, Mermy. How are you, love? Whoa, monitor for 3 years and group three thing for 3 years to change his brain. As soon as I heard him, I cut it off. Yeah, I would do the same. Like, that person's not going to enrich your life. Like, and it sucks because more than likely they were probably touched by someone and it's a disgusting cycle that goes forward. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. And that's really, really sad. But we don't have to put ourselves in harm's way. You know, we're not professionals. There are people paid to do these kinds of things that are out there to help these kinds of people. And it's not up to us. We don't have to put our life at that kind of, behest. And really, we're not, what's the word? We're not, we don't have the tools to do so anyways. I can be a good friend, but like there's a certain point where it's like good friend doesn't really override much of what you're doing if you want to like jerk off to that stuff. Yep, there's something primal in not feeling alone, even if it's a shared experience that is terrible. And I think I wish I knew a better word for it because you're right. I think it's something in that the isolation is just so much worse. Especially if your family does that kind of stuff to you. I like a lot of people spend almost over half their life, if not their entire life, feeling like they did something to deserve it or they did something to attract it or etc. And that is fucked. That's super fucked up. A child, babies don't lie until you yell at them for telling the truth. And then you're going to get a little it's just so tragic. I don't even have kids. I can't fathom.
That bitch, and when I mean bitch, I mean the most wonderful person in the world, ClassyKatie.
Thank you, Peggy. God, I fucking appreciate your resub. Don't forget your Prime subs! Bezos makes billions of dollars, and every time you forget your Prime sub, you shove a $5 bill firmly up his crusty asshole. And I suggest you stop. Find a streamer who needs a sub and give him your fucking Prime! Thank you, and happy 420! My throat is really dry. Hydrate before you die straight, motherfuckers. Exactly, Rabster. Like, and even when they have the best intentions, and that's the worst part. Like, I've been there where it's like, I know I have at all some of the shit some of us have experienced. Like, you can't read it, you can't make it up because it's that bad. And when someone finally like feels comfortable enough to confide in you, and it's so fucking blasphemous, you cannot encompass it with your brain. I understand, and I always like I never try to give someone a hard time if they're just oh fuck, dude. Like, I get it. I wouldn't know what to do either with what some people say, but like, I don't think anybody's looking for that. You know, you get that from your own family. That's not fair. That's not fair. Yes, right, medieval. Now I have to deal with your emotions on top of my emotions. Yep. Dude, hard relate on that one. I mean, nobody's family is perfect. People are people. What are you gonna do? As long as we're not out there doing the fucking, I won't say it, but the unforgivables, I should say. The unforgivable shit. How could they? Well, they have a dick. I have an ass. Put two and two together. It's pretty easy to realize that people you least expect could be capable of violating someone. Like, if you're not going to show genuine solidarity, how about you shut the fuck up and fuck off already? Yeah. Sometimes you wonder if people are only, like, asking, like, what's up? You can tell me because they're, like, looking for gossip or they feel like it's, like, a juicy story they just get to take on board. And it's like, I'm not a juicy story for you. That's not what this is. You know? Or like us, like I'm not to be used as a, oh, don't worry, I have a bipolar friend. I totally get it. Like, you don't get to use me like that at all. You don't get it. You won't. You weren't here. Unless you were here on that week I broke down on stream, you don't get it. You know? I'm sure you know. I'm sure you do. I'm not trying to say you don't. Ooh, we love dopamine hits. Hold on. We need to take a, I need to blow my nose so bad, and we need to take a break. But dopamine. Cheers and hail the dank lords. Oh my god, what? I know. Kittens, man. I don't get it. I got it, Pagan. I gotta save it because we do have to take a break. It's that limit. We're gonna get ads. Oh my god. Their little hands, though. Oh my god, they're so cute. Cheers. I know. I think most of us learned really early in life that when people ask how you doing, they don't really want to know. um, when I was a child and my dad died, I was 7. He had pancreatic cancer and was a raging alcoholic. It's fine. I was 7. You don't have to say that. But I think he died like, oh, he died like the Thanksgiving weekend. He was alive Thanksgiving, but that weekend sometime he passed away. And when I went to school, the next day that school was up, it was like show and tell day. And it was my turn to do show and tell. And I got at the front of the classroom and said, this week my show and tell is I watched my dad die this weekend. Oh. My mic was like limp dicking it for me. One sec. See, now that I've emptied my face, now it feels like tight and hurts. I knew it wouldn't last long. Faces are stupid. They're so broken. Ugh. Weather here fucks with my nose. I won't die. Well, I'll either die to Colorado or I won't die in Colorado. It'll be one of the two. How are you, Najeel? I want to burp. Nope. Okay. Faces are stupid, and I don't respect them. For being sick? Yeah, well, for like weeks, Pagan, I've had like this swollen, you can kind of see the lump in my throat. I've had this tonsil that's swollen and it's been killing me. Like it just hurts from talking all day. Um, but it's fine. I've just been cutting stream at a good time and like resting my voice like a responsible person. Because I can talk for a certain amount of time. I just can't go forever because it just dries it out or something. And today, like super gross. On my last break, I went to blow my nose and literally it was just like infection. Like it's always it's the atmospheric pressure here. I've actually read about it. Colorado is like the migraine capital of the US because the atmospheric pressure here changes so often. If you have any sort of sinus fuckery, it fucks with you all the time. And we were in like the high 90s, 100-degree weather. Like the wind was hot. Like it felt like opening an oven when the wind blew. It was fucking terrible. And then yesterday it poured rain. And I think like that moisture and the heat and the dry and the wet coming together kind of like ugh, made it come out, but now my face feels like tight and my teeth hurt. Sinuses are so stupid. What is the point? Yeah, I think everywhere. I mean, Pagan, no shit. I think it was Philly D was talking about it a couple days ago, but he said last week, what's today? Wednesday? So yeah, last week the world experienced 5 of the hottest days in the history of like since we've been able to record temperature. Everybody's cooking. It's not I try not to like bitch too much cuz it's just like it's so hot no AC can take care of it. It's just so hot here. But that rain and now it's muggy and it makes my sinuses hurt. Stupid face. It's my dude, we even went driving because like seriously, it's so hot that our house can't get cooled down. Like it's almost impossible to get the house below like 80 degrees. So we took the dogs driving, and it was almost more miserable because the wind felt like oven wind. And I don't know why. I don't know what causes that. Like, why does the wind feel warmer than the stagnant temperature? That's what it is. When I say oven wind, I mean like you're driving in your car and stick your hand out and it feels hotter somehow. It's crazy, man. It's fucking gross. To Tennessee, dude, didn't they just like remove the legal marriage age there and like hate on women or something? I'm trying to stay away from states that want to take away my uterus rights. You know? Oh, no shit. Are you guys getting like fucking sideways rain? Ours is very East Coasty, I will say that. But it's more the East Coast rain that like Florida gets, where it's like from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., God pisses on you. And it's hot, like the rain is warm, it's like bathtub rain, and it floods instantly. But it's great because I haven't had to water my garden at all. But then it goes away, and then it immediately heats back up, and then it's humid. East Coast rain, that's what we've been getting. And I'm in Denver, for those that don't know. Like, the mile-high city in the mountains of the desert. Dead Kel was in here. He's actually on vacation right now, thank fuck. But he was saying he's lived here for like 40 years. This is the wettest year on record, period. Haha, giggity. But for real, it is moister than an oyster, man. And hot on top of it. Yeah, Tennessee's Republican hellhole. Okay, that's what I thought. Ooh, what's this, David? Oh, is this on the weather? It's everywhere, right? Everybody's experiencing either dummy hot weather or just like really bizarre weather. Holy fuck, what? What in the titty Christ? Oh my god. A car went up in flames on a Los Angeles freeway as California is hit by a blistering heat wave. However, it's not clear if it was heat related. Okay. It's not clear if it's heat related, but damn. No shit. And Donna, like, I kind of am envious of that. Like, I've never lived anywhere more than 3 years in my entire life. Like, 3.5 to right at the 4-year mark is the absolute cutoff I have ever lived in the same dwelling in my life. Literally from the start, my mom, like, because of certain life events that no one was really in control of when I was young, we moved a fuck ton, like, constantly. It felt like it was like a constant joke in the family that all the kids would live somewhere long enough to get invited to a birthday party, but then we would move before we could attend said birthday party. It was like a sad joke, you know what I'm saying? Like oh, ha ha ha, I'm not crying inside about this. I'm jealous because I'm genuinely like, I think there's something to be said about learning at a very young age how to maintain long-term relationships. And by that, I mean having quarrels with friends when you're little, like, and learning how to do that kind of thing. And then when you're an adult, you kind of know how to do that. But if the only people you're literally ever around for an extended period of time are your siblings, you kind of treat everyone like your siblings, why I think I'm kind of a rude cunt sometimes, or like taken that way. I just, there's something to be said about like that sense of stability. Like, you didn't live in existential fear that you were going to move away at any moment. There literally came a point in all of my siblings' existences where we all kind of gave up even trying to make friends because we knew we would move. What was the point? Really? So we all kind of became kind of just like shut-ins, which was sad. And I don't think that maybe that would have happened, maybe that would have not happened, but there's something to be said about not necessarily being stagnant in one place, but having a sense of security in knowing where the fuck you live, being familiar with where the fuck you live. Cuteness is a survival trait, and some of the most beautiful and cute things in the world are fucking deadly. Oh, Evil, I think I actually follow that account. I've rated him before. I love him so much. They've had baby otters on there. They've had penguins, a seal at one point. They were like weighing a baby seal. God, they've had so many different animals on there. I'm obsessed. Yeah. Wildlife is just fucking interesting. Even if you know nothing about it, it's still fascinating to watch. Especially animals like marine life, where unless you live somewhere and you're going diving regularly, this is a whole like sect of the world of the animal world, like the animal world that we'll never see. Like I don't go underwater. Like the ocean fucking scares me. I don't belong there. My void kitty's been favoring one of her paws lately. She an old lady. I get it. I do the same. Cass, I was gonna say, I think it's similar on both coasts with the red algae and shit like that. I know ever since I was a kid, red tide has existed on the west coast. I think that's the same, right? Red tide is just like a super red algae and you're not supposed to fish or do anything like that, right? I remember because when I was a kid, my grandfather and like all my extended cousins and uncles and shit like that, they all loved to go clamming and crabbing and whatnot. And if there was red tide, you couldn't go, and it would like destroy everyone's weekend plans. Everyone would be so pissed. It's been happening since I was born. I don't know how long that's been around, but maybe it's a different algae or a different something. But we definitely have it. And then on top of that, and this is just personal experience living on the West Coast for a lot. East Coast was Baltimore. We all know about Baltimore water. Like, I don't need to tell you shit about that shit. But when I lived on the Columbia, Lake Roosevelt, it's a lake. It's not a lake. It's whatever. The Columbia. I lived on the Columbia my high school years, and there were signs up and down the lake that would say, like, don't eat more than one fish out of this lake a week, otherwise you'll die of mercury poisoning. So I don't know if there's really safe water unless you find somewhere where there's no people. And that's because the root of the Columbia that starts in Canada is right where I can't remember the name of the factory, but it's this huge fucking chemical plant in Canada. And they, for years and years and years, not anymore, but like literally up until the early 90s, early 2000s, I think, somewhere in that 10-year gap, up until that point, they were just freely dumping all of their toxic waste directly into the Columbia because it was immediately into the United States of America. So they were not dumping toxic waste in Canada. So, like, no one was checking, no one was looking. How would they know? The water was going down into our country. So, I've told you guys where I lived, like, literally a sniff from the Canadian border and from Idaho, like that fucking northwest corner. And we were the water getting dumped by that toxic waste. So if at some point in my life I start to glow, in no way, shape, or form will I be shocked. We used to swim in lightning storms and nothing ever struck us. I don't know, man. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the company. They don't do it anymore. Like they got in trouble. It was a big thing. But to this day, like pregnant women are never supposed to eat any fish caught out of the Columbia, and anybody else is like one fish a week because of the mercury and etc. But I swam in it my entire childhood, and I'm not glowing yet. So like, knock on wood. I'm doing great. Tell me if I glow, please. Please tell me if I glow. I don't want to glow. My music stopped. I just realized. Sorry. I know it gets so quiet sometimes. We all just sit here in existential silence and start like contemplating humanity, and that just can't happen. Not today, Satan. Not today. Come on. Motherfuck! Funk. Hi, X Knight. Thank you so much for sending me the class. Keeping the class 11, giving a fucking ace swings. I appreciate you. That's a long time. Penglings, can you imagine? Oh my god. That was the only thing that was good about that game, sadly. Aha! I just put on a list. We'll see where she takes us. Fucking Florida. And oxygen exists. Nobody's shocked. Let me see. Breaking. Florida just approved new Black History standards that include nothing enslaved people developed. Wait. The tweet's worded badly, so I'm opening the article. One moment. God damn it! Rod, it wants me to log into a website or like make an account. I don't want to, but I want to read it. Florida approves Black History standards decreed as step backwards. I need details. Like the tweet says Florida just approved new Black History standards that includes noting enslaved people developed skills that, quote, could be applied for their personal benefit, end quote. Wait, did I just understand it? I did. Yep. I'm glad we both sadly came to that same light bulb moment. Yeah, I don't. It's really, really hard to have hope for any level of Florida legislation at this point. I think it's time to maybe just like burn it down and start over. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Huh. I'm glad we're all here to see this shit together so that we like I can have confirmation I understood it the way it's meant to be understood. Also, X Knight, thank you so much for subbing the class, keeping the class alive, and giving any swings for 55 months. I'm not sure if I blacked out and actually thanked you. This has just broke my brain in half, and I'm so sorry. But I really fucking appreciate you, and thank you. Wow. Yeah. Dude, Erican, you ever think about that scene in Seven? He told me to fuck her, so I fucked her. Like, that scene fucked me up, but like, and at the time I was like, there's no time and place for that. That's inappropriate. But, or like, they had this device to torture like supposed witches back in the day, like one of the legit ones. And it was basically like a pyramid of steel, and they would squat a naked vagina haver on it and tie weights to the vagina haver's like feet skis until it split her in half. But like, just have one of those like in their chair, and every time this fucking vile, putrid, regurgitated nonsense comes out of their mouth, they just get lowered a little bit more. I know they'll like it at first, but nobody will like it at the end. We could make the first 2 stops a big jump. I don't know, man. It's almost like you need shock collars on these fuckers. Because they just, I think it's like a case of surrounding, like, there's something subconscious in your mind that knows what you're doing and what you're thinking and what you're claiming to believe in is wrong. So to make it so you don't think about that and have any sort of self-reflection, you just surround yourself with other dingbats who think the same bullshit. And it like helps brain fuck yourself, I guess. Right? Something like that. Thank you, X Knight. I appreciate you. Seriously, I kind of blacked out. That's just so fucking. It's like shit, you wouldn't. Like, if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd be like, there's no fucking way. I just don't understand why there's so many people that want to die on the hill of like villainizing a group of human beings who are just have some extra fucking melanin in their skin, my dudes. And if you try to tell me that Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't shelling out bucks for either fake tan or a tanning bed, you're lying to yourself. That racist piece of shit pays big money to be really dark. It's so convoluted. I don't understand. It's a good thing I don't understand, but also, like, fucking what is wrong with you? Get a fucking hobby! Yeet, right? Metaphorically speaking, like, how would we even make that work out? Because so many of them are so old, decrepit, and or drug and alcohol dependent. Like, they would walk a mile in the forest. They wouldn't even get to the battle and or the incident, like the chaos. It'd still be like making sure everything was packed right or something. We'd have to like shrink down the playground or something, metaphorically speaking, of course. Just add 5 pounds every dumb decision. I'm into it. They are Berserker, and it's. I know it's so obvious. I know I just state the obvious stupid things all day. I know I sound fucking ignorant. I know it. But I feel like I'm just like at the point where I have to say my thoughts out loud to make sure I'm not sounding crazy. Like, most, if not really close to all people, like, have the option not to be the fucking worst. At any time. Like, at any moment. You can just be like, nah, I'd rather not white supremacy anymore. And, like, I don't know if it makes it worse that they just don't. They just choose not to. The choice is always available at any point in fucking time to stop being a piece of living garbage. And actively choosing not to. It's... What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? I know good and bad are like super subjective, and I totally agree with that. But like, there are things that are universally, I think, agreed on by people who are moralistic and, you know, have a soul, agree are like terrible, right? Like, ah! I don't know. It hurts my brain. It hurts my brain. What? No, Erican. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. We have a deficiency of melanin. Thank you, Jack. That's actually true. Thank you. That's better warning. Why criminalize an entire, just like, population of human beings who aren't lacking as much melanin as you and I? Yes, thank you. Much better worded. But yeah, same argument. Like, it's the strangest. I don't know. Hobbies or something. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. It seems so dumb and like repetitive to talk about it all the time, but it really haunts me kind of. Because it doesn't make any fucking sense. Hi, Vex. How are you, love? It's totally a thing. It's like lying enough until even you believe it. Yes! That's why positive affirmations work. You'll eventually believe the good things you are seeing. Yes. And also why I think a lot of people should work on like detrimental humor to themselves, because like your brain listens to everything your mouth says, even if you think it's a joke. And after a while, it's like a negative affirmation, kind of, you know? Erican, did you just fucking get slammed? Oh, fuck, what is it? Oh, no. Oh, I'm already sick. I can't blame how connected everyone is today. Before social media, you just didn't hear these crazy people. I think social media has definitely given them, like, it's a tool they use to get a much louder platform, yeah. But they probably would have gotten it some way. There's always been fucking dark, fucking evil people. Before social media, Hitler rose. People can be manipulative in any form. I think it takes a moment of, like, weakness, and I don't know. Weakness implies people are being weak. Like, not, and that's not what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean. You take people that are vulnerable and promise them less vulnerability, and if they're vulnerable enough, they'll pretty much follow anyone for a loaf of bread, and that sucks. And unfortunately, charismatic people end up evil, and that sucks. Skewed information, yeah. That's a good way to put it, yeah. Exactly, Berserker. And it's like they look for that. They look for something to agree with their already, like, nutball point of view or something. Ow. How a dose of MDMA transformed a white supremacist. Oh, we read this article. I read it on stream. It's fucking fascinating. The link Rod just posted in chat. Rod, if you want to put it in the Discord, actually, it's such a good article. Yeah, it's like they don't hear something if it doesn't already agree with their predisposed opinion or their predisposed, because that's really scary. They can't be like, how dare anything, any idea, person, whatever, shake their foundation of what. Why do you need a foundation? Like, just fucking get a hobby and stop worrying about foundations of belief so much. Like, God damn it, stop hurting people. Like, just try not to hurt people. How did Viata say it? It's my favorite thing ever. I lost my post on it. It was vote for harm reduction, but like apply that to the rest of your fucking life. Every time you do something, just like if you're like, is this good? Is this bad? Which direction causes the least harm? That one. I think that's the like such a easy, simplistic way to just view most situations in life that will work. Most. There are outliers, but seriously. I know, Vex. I mean, and let's be honest, is MTG human? I don't know. Yes, and that's how cults start. And I mean, it doesn't take like, and by vulnerable, you can't even picture what vulnerable means because we've all seen who joins cults. It's anybody. It can start with disenfranchised people, but it always ends with literally anybody. Anybody can be emotionally vulnerable, and those kind of people know how to prey on it, and it's disgusting. And I think, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. Social media is just a new tool to add to their tool belt of evil, which is sad. It's gross. And these people exist, and yet they're like, drag queens are grooming. What the fuck? There's like cults fucking kids. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What? Tina, what are you doing? Stop it. Just shut the fuck up and stop it. Babies are drowning at the border. Shut the fuck up and stop it. Like, they create fake problems when we have such legitimate, real issues we could be putting our energy and money towards. Am I just an ignorant fucking hippie for saying that? Maybe. It confuses and frightens them, which is so sad because if you just open yourself to education, I think it's a lot less frightening. Robo, right? It's like, do you want to be soulless? This happened 100 years ago, too, and when the industrial boom happened, with newspapers being printed so fast and cheap, yeah, it's media. Yeah, it's another form of media. Yeah. People had to find trusted sources. I mean, Christianity didn't spread by word. Didn't spread as fast as it did only by word. That Bible in the printing press, man. Oh, bitch. Media, man. It's crazy. Televangelists. And Spanish flutes, which is dark. But yeah. She's that annoying bitch at the bar who won't shut the fuck up. Then the bouncers kicks out. I know. And then she stands outside the doors. I didn't even do anything. You're a bitch. You're a bitch. Becky! Becky, where's my phone? You fucking dick fart. Fuck. Becky! Yeah, that one. And then they start doing speed pull-ups on something outside. I gotta stop yelling, man. My throat's never gonna heal, but it's my way of living. I know! Trouble. I mean, it goes to show that no matter what you do, you can't prevent the past from repeating itself because there will always be a population of people that will never acknowledge the past. Because they're so fragile. I mean, it's really funny. Like, you can't apply basic psychology principles to everything in life. However, the Republican Party / these white supremacist pieces of shit Proud Boy motherfuckers, they project. I mean, I would have never thought to call someone a snowflake until they tried calling Democrats a snowflake. Show me someone more fragile than one of them Proud Boys decked out in fake army gear pretending they'd served. Show me someone more fragile. And you can't say a dandelion head. Doesn't count. I know the mentality and the IQ level's similar, doesn't count. Thanks. I appreciate you, Lena. I did theater for years and years and years. And years and years and years and years and years and years. But like community theater, it pretty much died during COVID. But I loved it. It was fun. I like being a character that's not me. Are great entertainment. Oh my god. Well, they're always like super tiny, right? I mean, I've seen them. Like, I used to smoke like cigarettes, so I would be that person who would be outside the bar watching this kind of shit go down. Smoked and drank, I should say. So like, cheers. Spliffs. But I would watch that go down, and I swear to God, they always looked like they were like they went up to maybe the nipples of the bouncer, and they'd like run out the door and do the comical like, you bitch, like, and the bouncer's just like, I'm gonna call the cops for assault, and like they literally have not untucked their arms from their armpits because it's like 20 degrees outside and they're cold. I don't even know if they noticed the bitch bouncing off of them, to be honest. I just died laughing. It's great. It's hilarious. T-minus 1 minute. Oh my god. Happy 420. Cheers. Oh my god. Cheers. Agree, Lena. I think everyone should have the right to express that exact. Be whoever you want to be, as long as it's not encroaching on anybody else being who they want to be. You can be a Bible thumping Christian Jesus lover like that. I have a lot of Christian friends who don't care that I say Hail Satan all the time, and I don't give a fuck. They go to church, but they've never encroached on my life with their Christianity, and I'm not there like hailing Satan at them as like a cruel thing, like because neither of us give a fuck what the other thinks. Weird. What a concept. I think Christianity really fucked up when they put that whole thing in, like, if you don't spread the word and have 50 kids and also make them Christian and, like, change other people, then you don't go to heaven. They really fucked us with that one. There's a lot of Christian sects where it's like, if you're not missionarying other countries that don't speak English and don't know any better, like, you're never going to heaven. And that is just evil. IMO. It's just so hard to not laugh as they get angry and angrier. Worst case scenario, you take a punch and you and 4 other dudes pick them up. I mean, I've never even seen someone have to pick them up. Usually the other gaggle of girls come out and pick up, Becky or whatever the fuck her name is off the sidewalk. And they apologize like profusely to the bouncer because apparently this poor woman does this every night forever. Karen, yeah. Oh my god, we're so sorry. Karen just went through a divorce and like she's having a super hard time right now. Can you just like go back off and give us some fucking room? Becky, where's her phone? You know what I'm saying? I've just watched it. I'm very much an observer. It's fantastic to watch though. That being said, if these women were alone and unsupervised, like they were literally about to walk down an alley by themselves, I was watching to make sure that didn't happen, and I would have gone and corralled them and been like, we're getting a taxi. Because that's how people fucking die and get raped. Just to be real, never watch a woman walk off by themselves alone. Period. End of period. I would say people, but I've never seen a dude go off by himself. Usually he's in a gaggle more often than women because women get pissed drunk. Don't let that happen. Just don't do that. But if that doesn't happen, you have the right to laugh at their nonsensicalness because it's great. Great entertainment. They must know this is going to happen. Like, no, like, unless they're, no, they have to know. You know how you are drunk. For real, I don't know if you hear about it. I should be able to tell through your character, not what you say or practice. Dude, cynical, I've said that a few times. I've known a few people in my life that have said things along the lines of, like, if it wasn't for the good book, I don't know who I'd be today. Or, like, if it wasn't for the good book, I'd be in jail. And I just, like, none of that makes me want to suck on your penis. A book is keeping you from, okay. And if you suddenly, like, didn't have that book, like, what kind of prison crimes are we talking here, bro? multiple times. Like, that's a bragging point? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. My Chadge, I'm sorry. C-Town, you know what's funny? My mom actually was worried when I told her we were reading the Bible on stream. She got, like, really anxious about it. She's like, you don't need to do that. You know that, right? Like, we've definitely taken the parts out that were antiquated. And I'm like, your worried, concerned face makes me need to do this more. Like, a lot more. I don't think you, like, I know you raised me and all, but apparently you didn't pick up on this trait. Don't tell me not to do something. Because I'm going to do it. And then we did, and it was horrible, and it was super boring and full of murder and genocide. Like, holy fucking shit. Thanks, Robo. I mean, I was a lot of the times DD, so these are like super sober memories. And when you're, I'm sure you've been this person. If you're the sober person around a bunch of drunk people, wow. Wow. It's way easier to be drunk. Literally, Rod. Exactly. You're just admitting the only reason you're not a criminal is because of a potentially, I'm going to say potentially because I don't want to make anyone feel bad if you believe in Christianity, like to each their own, seriously. A potentially fictional piece of literature that has a full paragraph on horse semen, and don't forget donkey dick girth / length. You can't omit that. It's there. That is what keeps you from like murder, I'm guessing. I don't know. Fuck murder? What's your criminal kink, man? I don't but like also. You know? Thank you for that follow. I appreciate you. It's very jarring, but I'd rather do that than risk, like, too many times, and I know I'm not alone in this because you guys have shared stories too. Too many times, another member of our like going out group when I was in college would be like, "I'll be DD," and you'd see them at the bar taking a shot, and I'd go over there and be like, "I'm sorry, ma'am. Oh, I'm just doing one. I'll be fine in a couple hours." Yes, I'm going to put my life in those hands. I'm good. I don't like alcohol. I'd much rather be stoned. Yeah, it is. It's a time. And it's honestly, being the sober person makes you remain sober for a lot longer, in my experience, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. Like, there was a period of time when I was in college where it was really normal and acceptable excuse to use, oh, I was super drunk, to fuck and or make out with literally anybody in a room. Like, hey, I heard you like semi-assaulted my husband last night. I was so drunk. I had like 20 seltzers. You don't even get it. Oh, girl, same. It's fine. What? 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 I have been bar blackout drunk and I have never slipped and accidentally fell on a fucking dick. My God. Nah, what? No. No. Just the fact that there's literally a Christianity spectrum of them picking and choosing what to believe, but I know. And they don't see it, though. They don't see that. I know. They don't see it. And it's like, the fact that you don't see it super makes me not want to join anything you do because it makes me think you're kind of dumb. Or, which is arguably worse, you choose to be dumb. You're like choosing it because you do know better. Which one's worse? I don't know. Yes? I was thinking the choice, but like, I don't want to make people feel bad. This is just me expressing my personal opinions around it. Again, you guys know I'm like, was raised hella fucking Catholic, and Catholicism super fucked up, and no thank you. So I have a lot of personal bias towards that stuff, and I can be come out for that. I get it. But what? Man, it's Santa Claus in a different fucking dress. I don't know. I don't know how you can say it's not. How can you say, like, Jesus is chill, but, like, Zeus wasn't real? I don't know. I don't know. It's like right, Vex, it's like the longest con, like, fucking ever. Yes, her partners had genitals. Hold on. Genitals like genitals like horses and emissions like that of a jackass. And no matter how many translations you look at, it is always a horse cock with enormous jack and semens, like the banana with the sour cream. Yes, it lowers your inhibitions. Yeah. I mean, that's what C-Town, I've dated people before that have kind of like an early issue with alcohol. And I've tried to say the same thing to them and they're like, I can't even believe it. I'm a totally different person. I'm like, dude, man, I've been raised by alcoholics. Like all alcohol does is like put an exclamation mark on who you already are. That's it. Really. And like the more different it is, the better of a fucking mask you put on. That's it. You can lie all day. You can lie to yourself. You can lie to people around you. That's what it does. Period. End of story. And it is a depressant. And so eventually you get real sad. Cheers. What? Oh my God, Vex, what? Hold up. An Audi? Audi? Do you pronounce it Audi or Audi? I think it's Audi. I think it's a German car. Correct me on how to pronounce it. Almost forgot. So a pastor has been pestering my parents. A pastor rolling up in an Audi to their house. That's a car where base models are around 50K, right? That's like old school Volvo prices, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I am not a rich person car kind of person. My parents did not have, we had Fords and stuff. Like, we had cars that drove forever, but never anything like that. They're like dummy expensive, right? I know, so for instance, I know that Lexus is like the upscale Toyota, right? It's owned by Toyota. They are Toyota everything is Toyota parts. It's just like the expensive one. So what is an Audi? Is it like BMW, like the upscale BMW? Oh, they're about on the same scale of BMW? That's how can I don't know. I feel like it's stupid to keep asking just metaphorical questions into the air because we're all asking them all the time, but like how can anyone just convince themselves that that's makes sense and they're tax free? Like once you're established as a religious institution and you no longer have to pay taxes, do you ever have to prove that again? Or can you just straight up start raking it in from that point on and no one ever bats an eye? Because there's a lot of rich fucking, religious leaders out there, like the televangelist guys and stuff who have mansions and Rolls Royce. And it seems like I mean, I'm not looking for it and I'm seeing it. So if the government was looking for it or if there was any checks and balances, they'd have to see it. Right? Mikey, thank you so much for subbing to the class. Keeping the class alive and giving it a swings for fucking 50. God.
Damn, that's a lot of fucking months. 51 fucking months. Hail Satan, I appreciate you.
Thank you. Yes, fuck those guys. Who was the one, C-Town, remind me, who was the one that, I can't remember if it was during some insane flooding where people's homes were being, like, washed away. I don't want to say Katrina, but there was a big, like, mega church, and he wouldn't let anyone inside for sanctuary because he didn't want to ruin the floors. Joel Osteen. Your mom? Oh, C-Town. I'm so sorry. Oh, if I believed in spiritual healing. Fuck, dude. My heart. I'm so sorry. That sucks. That just, dude, I had an aunt recently called to tell my mother that she no longer liked Trump, and my mom was like, "That's great," and then she followed that up with, but she's really in love with DeSantis. So if that makes you feel any better, we've all got one. We've all got one. And they're those ones where you gotta be like, what happened here? What happened here? What the Christ on a motherfucking corn dog happened here? No shit, this aunt of mine is a twin, and they were fraternal? Is it fraternal? Paternal? Paternal? When they're not identical, it's two different eggs. But the super dumb one, her egg like sapped nutrients from the other one. So like she was born normal size, and then her twin was born like literally the size of a poop. And ever since then, everyone in the family calls her Poopy, which is fucking hilarious. Crazy. But from day one, we've all made jokes about how like we think their brain was split in half at birth. But the older they get, I know that's not possible, but like maybe at this point, I don't know. I mean, C-Town, she doesn't know why she likes these people. She's that kind of like, so it's like, someone in passing at the grocery store could literally say to my lovely aunt, bless her heart, oh, DeSantis is a wonderful quality human who believes in human rights and protecting children. And my aunt would be like, well, that, like, in her mind, that's enough for me. And then the rest of her days will be based on how much she loves him because those are the things he stands on. And no matter what you tell her, she'll just repeat herself these things. Have you ever known someone like that? She was a nurse. She was a nurse for 40-something years in an ER, and a damn fine nurse because of this. You teach her something, and she can repeat it until she dies. So she had this rote memorization, and an ER nurse, a lot of what you do is following exact procedures, like a gunshot wound, you're going to do this, no matter what. Doesn't matter where it is or what's happening. This is the procedure. She was great at her job, but in any other place in life, it is sorely, sorely disadvantaged her. And this is such it's heartbreaking to watch because it gets more extreme the older she gets. But, like, she'll very much fight for this person with no understanding of who they are or anything. So, like, with Trump, for instance, I think it took literally this long for my whole family to pound into her that he's evil, and these are the reasons why. It took this long. That's why she like, this is how long it took. And finally, something, I have no idea what, something clicked, and she was like, oh, okay. But then someone probably says something. I mean, it's literally like a child, like not cussing around a 4-year-old because they'll mimic it. She got stuck there. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck does that. She's in her 70s and still this way. It's sad. Also, that belief that things that happen in other countries don't happen in the US. Oh, we're at least free. Or disregarding tragedies because they're in another country. That shit is fucking so annoying. One orange brain cell, very strong. Oh my God, Cass. One time, the same aunt that was a nurse for 40 years, her and her friend rented a car to drive across the U.S., not the U.S., to drive across Washington, because they lived on the west side, and at that time, we were living on the east side, and they wanted to visit. They rented a car. So, like, before I tell this really quick story, just a question for chat. If you would like to type, feel free, no pressure. How do you normally turn the brights on in your car? Unless you have a weird car where you have, like, dashboard controls like mine, because the doors rip off. You don't count. I don't count. How do you normally turn the brights on in just any old car for, like, the last 50 years? You fucking flick it. If you want to flick your brights, you pull it, right? You do the little tickle, and that's how you, like, tell people, like, go at a stoplight or something, right? Yeah. I think universally, unless you're in an extremely unique car, like a Jeep, I have a Jeep, the doors are meant to rip off, so there's no electronics in it. There's certain cars out there that are weird. Apart from that, it's across the fucking universe. And this woman has driven her entire life. And this was when she was in her 50s. So they rent a car and they want to drive across the state. And it takes if you've never driven across the state of Washington, it probably takes 7 to 8 hours because you're going to want to stop in all the cutesy little towns and get fruit at fruit stands and stuff like that. But if you're doing a business style, like my family who does it all the fucking time, it takes like 5 hours. You just fly across the pass. And so it took them like the entire day. And by the time they got across the mountains, it was getting dark. And second question, how do you just turn your lights on in like your average vehicle for the past 5 years, right? Or, it's one or the other, depending on if you've got a speed, like a manual or something. It's a twist to turn the lights on, right? So her and another nurse, a certified working in Seattle nurse, rent this car and drive it across the state. And by the time they got to the other side, they're still like 2 to 3 hours away from our house because we were middle of bumfuck. It gets dark. And this is literally what they did. They could not figure out how to turn the lights on or the brights on this rental car, which was, if I remember correctly, a Ford Taurus. Like a 2000 Ford Taurus. Like the most base of base mom cars you can possibly get. Nothing funky, nothing funny, nothing fun. Base fucking car. And my aunt's like solution was to she figured out, which is insane because like how did you just not try the other option? She figured out that if you pulled the stick towards yourself, the brights would turn on, but then you had to hold the stick there. And her brain, because again, no problem solving skills, just rote memorization, her brain was like, this is the solution, we're stuck here now, how do we keep it here? As opposed to like, maybe like flick it forward. She's raised children, by the way. Maybe like flick, like that's how her brain works. So her solution, and the other nurse with her, totally on board with this, was to tie that stick that turns your brights on and whatever, and turns your windshield wipers on, all that stuff, to the steering wheel for the remainder of driving 3 hours across bumfuck nowhere, eastern Washington state. In the dark. And they did it. Like, they survived. And I can't tell you to this day how. Because I know you have to take some sharp fucking turns on those back roads. Some brains just don't go that, like, don't even think to, like, well, this is nonsensical. Oh shit, there they are. Which is crazy, and I pity the brain, because, like, I don't know what to do for you. You're my old aunt. Like, you're stuck here now. I'm just gonna, like, help you get a good nursing home, I guess, at some point. I don't know what the fuck to do. I know, bless her. And that's the killer. I know this is the way her brain works. I've seen, like, she's the one that I've told you guys, told us about what anal sex was. Like, when we were way too young. All my sisters in the car at the same time. Because she recently had some and it hurt. With a tape recording of her badly singing opera playing loudly over the radio over her old fucking car. It was crazy. Weird experiences. She's a very interesting human being. She's a good person. And I know she is. I've literally been very close to her my whole life. But her brain works in this way that he exposed her. It's like you have to keep her away from bad people. Like she's a baby. Because she doesn't have ill intentions. Her brain just doesn't go beyond something so fucking simple. And she can't grasp anything later. And it sucks. Super hard it sucks. Twist it, bop it, flick it, punch it, pull it. I mean, goddamn, man. It's crazy. It's just never take for granted, ever, that you have any form of common sense. Or problem-solving skills. Ever, ever, ever. Because it's not something that's just a given. I really thought that, like, you just learned common sense because, like, you fall over, like, don't do the thing that made you fall over again, like, as a kid. No, some people don't learn. They just keep on keeping on, and it's fucking wild. Lena, I don't know. Because, like, you don't need to have any familiarity with the eastern side of Washington state. All I can tell you is that there are less people in the eastern 2/3 of that state than there are in just King County on the western side alone. Less human beings. It's Nowheresville, and the roads are this. And you have to go over, like, several mountain passes, one major one, and then multiple little ones as you're going. And we were in the top right corner, like, middle of fuck nowhere. It's crazy. Like, I have no idea. None. Other than she untied it for sharp corners and had her friend hold the stick. And fuck, dude. It only gets weirder, but this is so fucking dumb and weird. Like, maybe. I wouldn't say no. I don't know. She's the same woman that, like, getting her most recent boob job, because if you get them when you're younger, you have to get them redone every 10 years. And she's now in her 70s, got them in her 20s, so has to get them redone. She went to Vegas, found a doctor, and said, do whatever size you want to do. And now she looks like Dolly Parton light. I don't know. I don't know. I will never take for granted that my brain goes, that feels bad. And I actually, like, go with that feeling because I just don't know what happened. She was raised by nuns. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know. No, she's not. She's dating a Democratic man right now, which we're all hoping kind of brainwashes her the other direction because I don't know what else to do. She must be great in bed because I don't know, dude. She chronically dates dudes like 30 years younger than her, and we all brings them to holiday parties, and we're all just like, okay. But if it makes her feel good and they're into it, you know what? They're consenting adults. I'm not here to judge. Oh, no, it's not tired and derping. Her whole life is a tired derp. I mean, I think like 8 years in a row, she forgot to take the guts out of the turkey but insisted on making Thanksgiving dinner for the family when we all used to get together. So she'd pull the turkey out of the oven and it would smell like a burnt vacuum bag because there's like a plastic bag of giblets on the inside just melting all over the entire carcass. I don't know. The only thing I don't know how she got through, honestly, I don't know how she got through nursing school, to be honest. And I don't know how I got through nursing school, so that's not saying a lot. But like, I could go on. She just is not all there. But apparently was allegedly like an amazing nurse. Of course she was. She would have been fired. They don't keep around shitty nurses just cause you fucking get axed. But I think that type of knowledge, that like rote memorization type knowledge, is useful in areas like ER stuff, where pretty much everything you're doing is in the moment of a true emergency, like gunshot wounds or compound fractures and stuff like that, where, you know, there's people that study how best to treat these things immediately on the spot. And we learn lots of like little rhymes and mnemonic devices to learn, like, you do this first, this first, this first, this first, this first, period. You never adjust. You're not sitting there like, maybe I'll do this because the patient's doing this, period. If you have this injury, this is what you do. And she's probably great at that. Whereas me as a respiratory therapist, that's no way that could fucking work ever in a million years. Because, like, you know, Visi-sized people could have lung volumes of 7 liters, and people my size can have lung volumes of 4 liters. We can guesstimate what your lung volumes are, but the moment I put you on it and the vent starts going bop, 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 because you're bucking the fuck out of it because I'm about to pop your lungs open. But if I just followed a rote list and didn't change anything, even though you were bucking it, I'd fucking kill you. So knowledge is required in certain areas. It's just crazy because I'm not saying mine is like my style or whatever the fuck I am is better, but at least I can apply it to true life. Like, I have yet to do something that I don't think I've purposely done anything that that was so embarrassing I wouldn't tell you guys about, and I would never tell you if that happened to me. Like, no. You know? Everybody has a different kind of intelligence. I tell you guys about my stepdad all the time. Like, he's borderline illiterate. Literally, I'm not making that up. Like, he can barely write or read, but he is fucking genius level when he can just do anything. He doesn't need the instructions. You give him the pieces and he'll do it. He'll just have it done. He's smart on it. I mean, everybody has that. So I try not to fault people for that. It's just crazy. When you see him in real life, you're just like, how has a warning label not escaped you? And, you know, you accidentally drank something you shouldn't have yet. Because, this same person, by the way, lives in Arizona and is applying for a gun license. Not to worry anyone down there, but, that's what the Republican Party has convinced her she needs to do. We are having fun. Yay! Give guns to someone who's literally afraid of literally everything. It's so scary. It frightens the fuck out of me. Like, I would trust her with if I was in a car accident, I would trust her saving my life. I know she could do it, but with a gun, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's ugh. Can't with that. Wicked smart. Oh God, no. She worked ER. Did she work like private practice? She worked ER at a big hospital in Everett, Providence, for like. I mean, she worked at it. I think before it was Providence. She worked there for like 40 plus years. And Everett, I mean, Everett's like. Anybody live in Everett? The ghetto. It's like North Seattle a little. It's just like lower income housing, so it ends up being a little. It's literally just north of Seattle, but it's just north of Seattle. So like unless you look like Seattle, you gonna look like shit. And then you get like Mukilteo, which is rich people. It's just like the lower income area, but it tends to have a lot of crime, a lot of gunshot wounds, a lot of stabbings, stuff like that. So it was a busy ER, is all I'm saying. But yeah, she worked at Providence. That's the big one that you see from the freeway, right? The big, it's like two buildings or two, right? I don't even, is it still Providence or did it go Kaiser? I don't even know. I haven't been there in so long now. It's weird. I moved too much. It is still Providence, yeah. Yeah, ghetto was the wrong word. People, I was trying to think like that's how people kind of treat it, but it's just lower income, which means no. And correct me if I'm wrong, Seatown. That means like people like me in Seatown. It's normal people, because to live in Seattle, you have to work at Microsoft or Amazon. It's billions, period. Unless you bought your house like a million years ago on Redondo when it was cheap. Like you can't. Nobody can afford to live in Seattle. That's why the traffic's so bad. Everybody lives outside Seattle and commutes in. It's insane. And sad. But Seattle is just because, and like, this isn't shame on Microsoft or Amazon, but they moved their companies in and they basically bought up a bunch of very nice housing and gave it to their employees for free. And when you put a bunch of rich people in an area, the businesses are going to cater to the people that can afford them. So it makes me sad just personally because downtown Seattle, it's always been a little snooty, but like you had Pike's Place Market and then you had kind of that grungy area where you had lots of thrift stores, lots of record shops. It's all gone. It's all high-end shopping now. All of it. Like, from Pike's Place up. You won't find, like, until you get to Capitol Hill, you'll find a few that maybe survived COVID. But it's like, you know, what's that fucking, like, Canadian Goose brand of jackets that are $1,200? It's like that shit. Everywhere. And so it caters to that, so then the housing caters to that, and nobody can afford anything. It's just insane. And sad. So it's people like me that live in Everett, but people call it ghetto because it's not Seattle. But it's not. It's fine. I know a lot of people that actually I worked with in Seattle who lived in Everett, and they had beautiful homes. Gentrified. That's a really, really good way of saying it. Gentrified. Everett is way less gentrified, which honestly makes it way more fun. Like, it's way more diverse. If you want to get really, really good, like, Korean food or really good pho, fucking go to Everett. Everybody goes to Seattle because they're like, oh my God, go down in the water and get some fucking like sushi. Go to Everett. Because that's where all like the little hole in the wall places are. You know, the places that look kind of like dirty. They're not like dirty. By dirty, I mean like rough. They're not brand new. Probably been run for 3 generations, but you're going to find pho that's been cooked in the same pot for those 3 generations. And it's got like that, what is it? Like that seasoned. It's fucking like, you know, 100-year-old pho. That's the food you're going to find in Everett. Whereas Seattle, apart from a very few outliers, the businesses flop and switch over so often. You don't really find kind of long, old, outstanding businesses like that unless you go to like Beth's or something like that. Which, is that even technically Seattle or is that like Lake Stevens? I don't know. Seattle's one of those cities where it's kind of like just swallowed some other little cities. Cheers. Cheers. De-invested areas. Bubblicious, that's a really good way of putting it. Yes. Very much so. Which is so sad because kids that are neighbors will go to 2 different school districts. One kid will be on the Seattle side and get like field trips, free books, iPads. The other kid will literally be like reading books their parents had in school with their parents' signature in the front of the book still. It's crazy. It's literally de-invested. Yep. Which is sad because there's actually a lot of business in Everett. I know a lot of people that work there. Not just at Providence. Cheers. Also, lots of Navy. Yep. Which, for some reason, people always like, is that common everywhere? If there's a community of military, people give it like a kind of a bad stereotype. I've heard the stereotype, never experienced it, and I've lived near military bases multiple times in my life. And that's not saying there's no shit, but everywhere has shit. You're either gonna have a shitty neighbor on the base or you're gonna have a shitty neighbor off the base. Everybody has a shitty neighbor. It's like that shitty relative. Everybody has that crazy one. You're always gonna have a shitty neighbor. I don't think there's like any more or any less. Is there? Dude, I remember when I lived in an apartment building in when I was in college in Bellingham. I lived on the 3rd floor, and the middle floor apartment directly below me, we started referring to it as the cursed apartment because like 5 times in a row, different couples had moved in and split up within 6 months. But like I felt like I had to experience the soap opera, like literally the climax and fall of their entire relationship within that 6 months because it was really thin tile floors, you know what I'm saying? So like I'd be standing in the kitchen listening to some fucking like soft jazz making dinner as a pretentious little fucking college student I was, and I'd hear like yelling and screaming and berating, like a borderline abusive language, and then like fucking and then crying and then laughing. And it was just like that really regularly until one of them inevitably moved into an apartment across the way, like to the other apartment building owned by the same people across the little parking lot from us. And it just kept happening. I don't know. That happens anywhere. Like, but that's what people always say. They're like, well, relationships are really like tumultuous on the base. I'm like, they fucking are everywhere. You can't give that stereotype just to people in the military. In my opinion, in my experience, which can't generalize, but like, that seems unfair. Seasoning, it is. Okay. I was thinking like the way you treat like cast iron, right, Fox? Similar. One of the reasons Colorado Springs is the way it is all the military. What do you mean? Is it because, like, what kind of, do you guys have a base where people are coming and going constantly, or do you guys have, like, military housing? I feel like that's different. If people aren't invested in an area and aren't going to live there long term, they probably care less about the area and are more willing to trash it. And that means they're probably younger, dumber, and full of cummer. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking, like, general military housing, where it's like people are based there for quite some time, so they have a mild investment in not being arrested because they have to come back. I'm just guessing, though. I don't know. I have a lot of military in my family. They're all Marines, and they said like now that they're all way out of the Marines and way older, they're like every job. It's like literally being in the Marines felt like every other job they've had. In terms of like, there's always some assholes everywhere, though. But I don't know. You can't generalize. I'm just curious. That sucks. 100% because military personnel are supposedly entitled and trashed since they aren't from the area. Maybe those people need to Google, like, what do deployed military people make? I would say you don't even need to know what kind of military, like, they are. Just do that. Just a quick old Google. And fucking give yourself some goddamn entitlement. My god, fucking what? Yeah, it's almost that time. We came for a snuggle. He's so hot. I know, we need to go hose ourselves. Most of my neighborhood is nicer old people. Yeah, I find them to be more Republican across the board. If it's in or around military bases. I wonder why. A lot of military are on fucking food stamps. Thank you. Thank you. I've heard that a ton. Myself have not been in the military, but I've heard, I mean, across the board, a lot of young, old, in between. It doesn't matter how long you were in the military. Otherwise, everybody's struggling. Like, it's just struggling. Another reason why our fucking anyone in charge of our country or have any power over that should feel fucking shame every moment of their life until that's amended, because that's fucked up. I laugh because I'm uncomfortable, but my god, when someone signs their literal existence over to the state, hello? Time for politicians to not make six-figure salaries anymore, in my thoughts. I know this guy who got married a second time because she wanted to be stationed in Florida and he wanted to live off base. He was only 21. Holy shit. That's so much marrying. Oh my god. I wonder if that ever starts to feel bad. Oh, there's 3 bases? Holy shit, I didn't know that. I know in Alaska it's because they got involved with younger girls when they first get in. Icky. Icky. Always believe the victim. This is not a but. This is like an aside. When I was young, dumb, and underage, I knew a lot of girls my age definitely lying about their age and preying on older men in those situations, which is super fucked up. Does not excuse it in any way, but I surely hope people do adequate research when these kind of things come forward, because it don't matter what your genitals or your gender is. People are evil across the board. Just saying. Just saying. People can be evil no matter what, and that's evil in my opinion. Having consensual sex with someone and then going to the authorities and being like, they raped me, and or participating in knowing statutory rape. Like, it's all fucking evil and gross, but they can be across the board. I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't effing with no not cute, young, handsome military boy. Yeah. Everybody can be evil. I knew girls that did it all the time. Like, they would conveniently never have their ID, and they were like 16 trying to date 20-something-year-olds. It was... And when I was young, I was like, that just seems weird. And as an adult, I'm like, oh, fucking gross. Fucking, that human being has literally only been on this earth 15 years. Oh my God. Fucking gross. Fucking gross. Fuck. Fucking gross. It's evil across the board. So I hope they, like, you know, there are dumb, young, innocent boys out there that won't ask to look at someone's license if they say they're 18, and that sucks. And there are girls who will fucking lie, and there are people in between who will lie and do otherwise. It don't matter what your gender or your outward presenting whatever sexuality gender is. People can be shit everywhere. That's really sad. I wish people would just mind their own business and stop being evil. It's our Void. He came to say hi. It's about time to go play in the sprinkler, huh? He loves the sprinkler. It's the only way he can cool down in this nasty weather. He just, like, sits as far away as he possibly can and gets, like, a few drops on him and, like, sits in it. It's pretty fucking cute. I'll try to get a picture of him. But he gets so hot. I know. Go play in the hose. Yeah. It'll be super fun. Everywhere is hot. I'm sure, like, I found one thing that's really good for them if you guys are looking for ways to keep your dog cool before we go. Because it sucks. Cooling dogs can't sweat. If you didn't know, dogs can't sweat. No dog can. That's why they pant. And if they can't pant out all the heat, then they just overheat really, really fast. And it's super sad. But if your dog likes yogurt or like sugar-free yogurt that doesn't have any added fruit or anything, or like peanut butter, dog hair everywhere. You can stuff it. You can like stuff it with your strong arm in like an old bone or something or a Kong and freeze it. And my dogs will not only, like, suck on it and lick it, but they'll lay on it at a certain... Like, when it's so frozen they can't get any out, they lay on it like a cold water bottle, and they cool themselves off, and it's really precious. And then it thaws out, and then they eat it. But I found it really helps them not pant so much. And I know a lot of you got puppos and kitties, too. So maybe frozen treats, I don't know. As long as they're not so small that they can swallow them, because I don't think it's good to swallow, like, a full ice cube or something. I think it's totally okay. No shit, they have cooling mats? Oh, I'm gonna look. Oh, cooling mats. Oh, these guys would love them. Oh, they would love them. Yep, I have all these fans. I have them. It's like this weird air purifier thing, but it blows air out, the fresh air out the top of it, and I put it under my desk so it like blasts the underneath of my desk, and then back down, like creates like a bubble of cool over them, which is why they're under my desk all the time. But it's the best way I've found to, like, control the air and make them so they can, like, cool off. No shit. I'm gonna look for one, because honestly, I'd probably sleep on it. It's like a pillow that never gets hot. The house thinks they deserve an AK raise to increase the inflation, which is so fuck yourself. Nope. I know. It's so gross. Dude, I'll come help if you need anything with that match. That cage match, like locks, whatever. Electricity. Yes. I think making a false allegation of SA of any kind, and it's proven without a doubt that you are lying, you should have the same charge as what that person would have been charged with had it been true. Yes. You have regardless of whether or not someone is proven innocent, you have destroyed their life. Period. No, I don't fuck around with that. Same charge. You go to jail. Yeah. No. And I don't think you don't. I know nothing about anything, and I know that. Like, the stigma in your life and the fact that you were just charged with that and that people looked into you is on your permanent record forever, and your life is fucking altered forever because someone decided to make a dumb fucking lie for what? Literally for what? No idea. Attention? Ew. Ew. I mean, and honestly, it's not just a tit for tat in my mind. In my mind, if you're willing to lie about something so heinous, I can't, I wish I knew better words for that. Like, so detestable. Not only lie about something so detestable out of nowhere, but put that on an innocent person who in no way, shape, or form did anything like that. You are so damaged somewhere along the line that I don't think you should be trusted around the general population to not do that again. Because again, you don't do that on a whim. That had to have been a thought floating around for a bit, which makes me question a lot of fucking sanity things going on. I don't know how else to word that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's manipulation on, like, the danger level. Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. Nope. And either way, I think that goes no matter, anyway. If you, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I know that can seem really nasty. It sounds like, but truly, if you essay someone, you are destroying a life willingly. If you lie about someone essaying you, you are also willingly destroying someone's life, regardless of whether or not they're even proven innocent. Yeah. Neither should be trusted around the general population anymore. They deserve help. They deserve a roof over their head and a meal or two a day. I eat once a day, so I know that sounds like starving. Maybe 3 meals a day, I don't know. Birds, whatever. They don't deserve death because someone, and again, I know this, I'm repeating it, but like, someone hurt them. It's a cycle. It doesn't excuse their behavior at all. But no one's born evil. You know? Yeah, especially if that person went to jail. Dude, I mean, even, like, just accused. Because if you think about it, like, I've never known anyone where that's happened to personally, but I imagine the moment that you're accused of something like that, you're probably taken in and questioned and put through the whole rigmarole of DNA testing and stuff. And I doubt that nobody in your personal life and or family isn't going to find out that that went down. And that's going to spread because people don't shut their mouths. And no matter how much someone loves you and knows you wouldn't do something, when the cops bring you in and test you for a crime so fucking vile like that, no matter who they are, they're going to question you. In their mind, they're going to be like, am I so sure I know this person? They ruin your life. A person that lies about that ruin your life. Get the fuck. Every day. I think someone knocked. I didn't hear it, but they, like, out of dead sleeps, both of them, like, fear barked at the door. So if you want to, like, open it and tell that person to go fuck themselves. Howdy, neighbor. We have a giant red sign on our front door that literally says, please don't knock, we work from home. And I don't think anyone's read it ever. Great. Dog time. I agree. Any false allegations should be punished by the accusation's punishment. You say I killed someone, you go to jail for murder. If it was found, you fabricated it. I agree. Because you shouldn't be trusted around people if you, like, the psychosis of someone willing to, like, falsely accuse someone else of something like that, knowingly falsely accuse someone else. You know what I'm saying. It sounds like I'm talking in circles, but I think you know what I mean. It takes someone very broken inside to accuse someone of murder essay, etc. When you know they didn't, like, what the fuck? It's one thing to be like, bro, you stole my lighter. That is a total other thing. That's crazy. Like, you don't get general population anymore because you just can't be trusted around people. You hinder other people's pleasant existences. Yep, all right. On that note, thank you all for being awesome, thinking human beings. Not to get too corny, but I love having these talks with y'all. It really does, like, it gives me faith that I attract people with a brain to my chat, because you never know. I'm literally just putting myself out there for the last, like, 8-some years, and every day I'm like, fuck yeah. It's just, it brings me comfort. Because, the people you attract, it kind of mirror what you put into the world, I guess. You know what I mean? I think a lot of us know what that is. Like, if you put out there a fake persona, you're going to attract people that mirror that fake persona, and you're not going to like them, and you're going to be like, how do I attract people? How come I attract people I don't like all the time? It's probably because you fake-ass bitch. It's comforting because I'm pretty fucking real here. I don't even know, man. I got to make it, like, shock people. If you're a normal person, they put you in jail until trial. You could be in there for months, years. I've seen trials not go to trial. I've seen trials not go to trial. I've seen cases not go to trial for like 7 years. Yeah. You've ruined lives. You will lose. I mean, go for 2 weeks. You've lost your job. You've ruined lives. People are, yeah. And I can't ever believe that someone that makes a false accusation like that didn't know. And I've listened to a lot of true crime, and that's what they owe. I didn't know. I just made a joke. Okay. Okay. I don't know Mystic channels. Only one I really watch a lot is Co and Asmongold. Good channels. It's crazy. There's a lot of people in our community that also watch Co religiously. Like, I remember when people's like end of year things came out, which anytime someone posts that and tag me, like, I cry a little bit. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. But so many times I was in people's like top 5 watch streamers with Co, which I just find deliciously funny because off camera, we have a lot in common. If you catch what I'm throwing. And on camera, however, our channels are whoa different. Like, in almost every way. It was just a joke. Like, wow, your sense of humor is, we're gonna lock you up because your sense of humor is literally that bad. Peace. Yeah, no thanks. Fissy, my love, happy hump day, young. Dude, Lena, I totally get it. I'm the same. I usually watch when streamers are like chatting, or streamers that tend to chat while they play a game. Like, just kind of like blab. I don't know. It gets me. I totally get it. Cheers. He does, and I don't think he comes across as, I don't think he projects on purpose, nor does he come across as fake in any way, shape, or form. No, but, like, he does censor himself to a certain point because he, what's the word? He, like, he advertises as family friendly. Like, that would be pretty fucking shitty of him to advertise as family friendly and then sit there and say, like, Jesus Christ on a corn dog. Wouldn't be nice. Like, fuck, dude. I'm not family friendly, and I get that. I respect it. No, I like his stream too. I'm just honored because he's such a nice guy, and I have such a bad image of myself. I think I come off as kind of a bitch all the time. And so when I see people that watch both of us, I'm like, oh man, okay. Thanks for that. It warms my soul. I know. I was literally just looking for someone to raid because my throat is officially injuring me. Excuse me. She's been lasting a good like 6.5 hours lately though. And I've I think she's, I don't know. I don't want to jinx it. Knock on wood. Vissy, I agree. but in like the best way. Dude, C-Town, that's how I feel too. And him and I, like, he is vastly aware because he's the same. Like, there are some days you just can't watch another streamer. Like, I don't like to watch him when he's screaming and like genuinely super fucking angry and screams at the top of his lungs. Not because I'm like scared of it or anything, but because I'm hearing it twice. Like, he is that loud that I can hear him literally laying myself against the opposite wall of the house, and he's on the opposite side facing away from me. And it drives me nuts to hear the echo. So, like, I don't need it. I hear it anyways. Did Rod just go live? Oh, fuck yes. I so rarely get to raid Rod. That I like to do it when I finally get to see him. Let me reload my follow list. Oh, God. I've had a lot of experience, not enough gun, which I think you can probably, like, identify with. A little too much self-deprecation. No, I totally get that. Co's really fantastic at not having bad takes. He thinks out what he says so much more than my ADD brain could. Me, yeah. He is a good example of well-medicated or whatever the fuck's going on. Yeah. I feel like I have to, like, I never can think of what I want to say when I want to say it. So I either stutter or talk too fast and then have to, like, backtrack and be like, that sound like yesterday. I a couple times I said, like, kill yourself, but that's not what I meant. I meant, like, you know, you're kicking yourself in the ass, but the first thing that comes out is so fucking ADD. I hate it. Should never say that to anybody. Except, nobody. Nobody, Katie. Good job. I mean, and Gun, would you believe it if I told you that that is the very first heal I've ever got to play? It was really hard, accepting that I was going to be hated. That was weird. That was weird. I didn't quite encompass how to do that and not, you know, be obnoxious, for lack of a better word. Obnoxious for obnoxious sake, I guess. Like, obviously, being obnoxious is definitely a character trait that some people might dislike. But it was really hard for me. Seriously, I'm naturally, you know, super people pleaser. I want people to like me. I think most people want that. Like, in general, I don't want, like, a herd of fucking worshipers or something. But I don't want anyone to have a problem with me in general. And that character was someone that didn't have regard for how other people felt about her. That wasn't even a factor. She didn't not care. It just wasn't even there. Wasn't even on the list. That was fucking wild, but kind of liberating in a way. And I still to this day, every once in a while, someone will pop in a stream and be like, I just started watching you on Nocturne, and I saw you were live, and like I was kind of scared to say anything, so I lurked for a while, and it's really good to see that you aren't that. And thank you for saying that, because fuck, if it's scary, it's so scary when I see an episode of Nocturne, because just the fact that I can do that fucking freaks me out. I don't like that. Because it's evil. It's like people that have no regard. They don't regard other people as humans. It's not even a disregard. I don't know what the word. It's a disacknowledgement. Ugh. I'm trying to find Rod live. I'm just reloading this shit. Give me a second. Where are you at, motherfucker? I try to open his page up first, because now that we can only raid, when I raid, it takes all you to his page, does not take me to his page. So I try to have it up first. Where are you at, fucker? Oh, no. Why is it? Oh, there he goes. He finally popped up for me. What a bitch. It's so stupid. Hosts, they pulled me with. But now it doesn't. So, like, I've literally chatted in my own chat trying to say hi and forgot. It just makes it easier when I have their fucking channel up first. There, I've got him now. All right, let's go hang out with Rod. You guys know Rod. He's awesome. I will see you guys. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Diablo Day. I knew it was something. So the new patch comes out. So I'll probably I'll breeze the patch notes. If there's anything that applies to something that maybe seems mildly importante to myself, then I will read it and we can like bitch about it together. But if not, it's like character creation new build day, which means we'll probably just stare at the face of something for 6 hours before I'm like, okay guys, green eyes. Vanity. The most delicious of sins. Why? I type his name in and I swear, I get to Rod underscore and Twitch would rather suggest 50 channels that don't have Rod or underscore in them before they suggest Rod. I just like, why? Help me. Help me help you. Make it make sense. Internet stuff. All right. Go be nice to my friend. He's playing Yakuza and like, man, Rod's bless his heart. We love him to death. What's a lemon? I don't know. I don't get anything wet. Dude, Vissy. I mean, it's been doing it lately with just chatting. No shit. I type in just chatting. I type in just. It'll give me every single game in the world that doesn't have the word just in it before just chatting. What the fuck? Wash your